Understand it, this wasn't the plan. Don't wanna demand it, I've done what I can. And I never mentioned the times you were rude. And I never mentioned when you heard the truth. Scared to lose it all, I will stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me saying away, hoping I don't make the same mistake.
I don't think he sees the guy right there. Does find the guy planting the bomb. Parlays it into his second. 1v3 looking for the clutch, looking for the last two. He's gonna find one. Another one walks in with us.
Absolutely a must-make because of the ease of them.
What? The rest of his team is slowly collapsing. The Sombra is the last one alive, and Bluedex with the clutch.
Ella gonna get the Nair, starting out the Nair train. Boy cannot get out of it. What are we gonna see? The forward air, then down air.
Taking some form of space outside the spawn door, but Dragonblade's gonna look to take it right back with a huge shatter. Oh my god! Another pick! Another pick! Oh, he just keeps going in the fifth bang! Hard point in the hand of the other team. Toxic tried to find one, finds a second. Does he get the third?
Finishes off with the pistol!
The entire team in front of him, and he's gonna find more! The ace, actually!
Push all the corner, and Gingy staying deep instead of going defensive like usual.
Oh my god, kickoff probably with a 4-piece.
Hello and welcome back to Shenandoah Esports, everyone. We are back live again for the third day in a row, and we have an absolute doozy for you guys tonight. Pretty much every esport you could think of, except Smash and Overwatch, we got for you guys tonight. So sit down, grab some snacks, enjoy the ride. It should be absolutely fantastic. I'm Will Jenkins. Joining me on the desk is Mr. Ben. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Very excited to get into this hectic night of esports for sure. We have Call of Duty, Valorant, League of Legends, and Rocket League all going on almost simultaneously. CoD and Valorant kind of in the same kind of ballpark.
On half of them, but still.
Yeah, it's CoD, Valorant at 7 o'clock. Those are going to be the first two games that we kind of look at tonight. And then later on, we have Rocket League and League of Legends at 8 o'clock. So we might see some overlap with Valorant because we know how the Riot games go. They go a little bit longer than other typical esport games and stuff like that. So I'm excited to hop into things here and see where we begin.
Yeah, and one thing to note is every team that's playing tonight except for League is currently undefeated in the competition that they're playing in.
Yep.
So for Call of Duty and Valorant, they are both competing in NACE right now, and they are both undefeated in that. And then League is playing in NECC, which for the first time, and they lost 2 very close games to start things off. A really unfortunate outcome for sure. But the coach was confident with what he saw out of it. Coach Sincere was disappointed, but it was things that are easily fixable. So he's excited for that. And then I believe Rocket League is taking on, is it Cleary?
That's Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is playing Cleary.
Alvernia, I believe.
Yes, Alvernia.
Yes, Alvernia is who
we
Rocket
have
League
so many teams playing other teams tonight. It's so hard to keep track of them. But yeah, so Rocket League is then also competing in NACE, where they are undefeated as well, but they are up against a very tough opponent. So it'll be interesting to see if we see a Game 5 in that one.
Yeah, Alvernia is definitely one of those big schools that we look at when we look at this conference that our Rocket League team is playing under right now. A lot of stiff competition for this team, but a lot of improvement that we've seen through these first few weeks here of competition for this SU squad. We have Eliminate, Kiazi, and Mango playing very well together. They played together last semester, built up that team synergy, and have been really showing up in these more recent games this semester.
Yeah, they really have. And to see, I know me and Molly touched on it last night, but to see the growth of these guys from when they started playing together from until now is absolutely phenomenal. And with all of them being sophomores or below, it's just absolutely mind-boggling. So this is a team that we could definitely see for a very long time, all things considered. So definitely looking forward to see. Sky's the limit for them right now. They've just started in the competitive scene for Rocket League, essentially. So to see them have the potential to go even farther beyond what many people thought were capable for them. So should be exciting to watch.
Yeah, and as we said earlier, we're starting with Call of Duty. We do have the maps available, so we can hop in and look at those really quick. Some familiar kind of start, right? Hardpoint on Rio. We've done that, I believe, the last 2 matches in a row. We usually see Skid Row here, but it looks like our guys are a little bit more familiar with Rio right now and are liking playing this hardpoint here.
I don't think I've casted Rio yet. I think this is a first. This is the first time seeing of the map because I haven't played it since its initial release. So I could be wrong. Could have been there. Could not have been. But I think that's an interesting choice, especially because we see Skid Row so often. And then we're going to end things off on Invasion. That's typically the control map that a lot of teams like to go to. I've noticed. And for a good reason. It's got a good mix of close range, got a good mix of long range, and really challenges you as a team to decide really what kind of strategies you want to go heading into those points. So I'm excited to see it. And then Terminal at round 5 is such a treat. Like an absolute top 3 map in Call of Duty for sure. Being the chance for Search and Destroy Game 5. I mean, you can't ask for much more out of a 5th map like that. So hopefully we get to see it. If not, I won't be too disappointed. I'll be a little upset, but I'll manage. But I think it's interesting not having, because I'm so used to seeing Skid Row either as the first 2 slots or one of the first 2 slots, and we don't have it for either one.
And this is something we've seen with how our Call of Duty team has been functioning right now. A lot of substitutes kind of switching in, rotating through, so we have different play styles coming into the team depending on the day that we're kind of looking at, right? So some players are better on certain maps, right? But as a cohesive unit, it seems that Rio is kind of this newer map that's come to Call of Duty that people are looking at being like, hey, this is actually a pretty good hardpoint map. Let's run it here. And they've been showing up pretty steadily on this map since the release. Yeah,
and Shenandoah CoD has never been one to shy away from an unorthodox gun or an unorthodox map pick. I've been covering them really since the Vanguard days, Cold War and Vanguard, and I've seen some wacky things out of them. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it's not. We don't talk about the times that it hasn't, but like I've seen toxic pull-out guns that just weren't meta, and then have them like a few months down the line be meta for like a week and then get banned. So like I've seen Shenandoah do some pretty wacky things before, so I don't think it's too unorthodox to see Rio there. I'll take your word on it. That's been gaining popularity. And actually, we're going to head to Valorant. It is going to be Lotus, which I believe is the newest map. I could be wrong. It has been a while since I have touched it, but I do recognize all of these agents that are on the screen right now. And if we take a look, it is a lot of the same from both these sides, with the exception being the Smokes choice. We have Noble on that Omen, definitely a very solid position. Pretty much can do everything you want out of a Smokes and more. You could blind, you could teleport, you can get into a lot of places that people don't really expect. And of course, guess what? He throws down Smokes. So, and then on the other side, we have the Astra, which is just absolutely phenomenal at just controlling the round if the bomb has been planted. I mean, it is so hard to get the bomb defused when she's there with a full kit. Right. It's practically impossible because you won't be able to find her because she can activate her abilities from pretty much anywhere. Right. So definitely going to be interesting to see how that comes into play. But other than that, it's pretty much the same from the teams across the board. I believe the duelists were also a bit different as well, and they were, we have Jet and as opposed to a Killjoy. Wait, what? Yeah, oh, no, Jet as opposed to a Sova. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and I'm figuring it out. It's been a while. I'm dusting it off. Yeah,
and one thing to notice here is Shenandoah starting on this defensive side, bringing out this Cypher. This is something you usually see on the defense. Cypher is just one operator, I guess, or agent. That's it. Agent that can really kind of shut off one side of the map. Right. I almost said champion, just like League of Legends. Exactly.
Just go down the list. You just go down the list until you find the right one.
Yeah, it looks like St. John's going to be looking towards this A site push, possibly, but aggression already coming through from SU. The Jet will fall early on there. A huge pick there on the side of St. John's, something that we're looking for early, and a rotation now coming back over to this C site on the side of St. John's.
Yeah, and one thing we're going to see a lot from these Sentinels is just solo locking down sites. Cypher can get away with it. Killjoy can definitely get away with it. So it's definitely just going to be a matter of how well are they going to be able to hold it. Because right now St. John's is just flooding the point. Tripwire does go off, so Toaster will be spotted and waits a bit to shoot that Tripwire. So definitely going to be something to keep an eye on as things go into it. Another one falls for Shenandoah as Vogue is going to take out Claviella. Let's see. Oh, can he get around that? And ultimately does. And able to pick up another kill, but it's immediately traded out. And there's so many picks going on in that short span of time, though.
Yeah, all up to the Cypher now will go down as they try to re-enter the site there. Good opening, a good rotation there from St. John's. Cypher, good job recognizing this rotation coming out from St. John's, getting a nice family picture there on the cam and recognizing that they need to rotate and try to come on that flank. But St. John's was really just ready for that movement and were able to strike first here on their attacking round.
Yeah, no, and Shenandoah had the right idea. I think that early pick on them really kind of turned the tides of that round, really set the motivation, or not motivation, momentum, that's the word, not motivation, of Shenandoah. So I think it's going to be interesting. I expect Shenandoah not to really get much out of this. I mean, you have St. John's who has guns versus Shenandoah who has classics in their hands. So definitely a tall order for Shenandoah. I mean, we've seen weirder things happen in this game. It's not completely out of the question. But, I mean, we see Vogue with a Guardian versus a classic. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win that.
Yeah, indeed. And that's 2 picks already on the side of St. John's here. They kind of put that pressure mid there, but kind of back off, rotating back over to the C site. Finding those 2 picks is huge. They're the Cypher and the Breach already down. A lot of the utility kind of out of the way on the side of SU here. And again, these smokes are coming through. Ryuk is able to pick up 1 onto the Killjoy, possibly a second on the by Noble there, but instead it's going to be turned around. Bats able to get that wall bang onto Ryuk. 2v4 situation now for SU.
Yeah, Claviella trying to find that head, just unable to do so. And Noble will fall, and just like that, it is going to be all but 1 for St. John's surviving that round. Shenandoah, I think we'll take that, though. I mean, you go in saying, hey, 1 or 2 picks. I think this is a successful round, especially after losing round 1. So now it's going to be interesting to see what Shenandoah does, because now they're buying, and if you lose this round, then that's when you start to panic a little bit.
Right, and St. John's here has had 2 different looks here on the attacking side. They've kind of faked that mid pressure, rotated back to C site, and they also went in that A pressure as well, getting that early pick and then rotating back to the C site, which is something as what they've kind of looked for these first 2 rounds here. Ryuk again trying to play aggressive there, looking at that A site entrance there that St. John's would have to walk through to be able to enter that site. But again, they're just kind of playing slow. 2 people hovering towards that attack spawn on the side of St. John's, and now possibly rotation coming through back to this mid ground of this map.
Yeah, and St. John's really loving that one-way smoke you can pull off in that middle section right there. They used their to their advantage in round 1, and were able to get a pick out of it. So I think Shenandoah was kind of recognized to maybe back off that section. If they're going to do that every time, make them waste a smoke on it. The breach, almost finding Noble there, and actually provides cover for St. John's crossing over in this middle area.
Yes, Omen trying to deny any entrance. Shots coming through. Ryuk able to pick up 1 onto Toaster. A second as well. 2 kills on the side of the Jet there. Huge opening, 5v3 now. And really a pinch possibility with this Raze coming along this backside, crossing through this attacker spawn. Noble able to pick up 1 as well. 5v2 situation. Noble is low, however, only a few shots left for him to go down here. Snail able to pick up 1, but traded right back. The Cypher able to pick up that last kill. A good defensive round coming through there from Shenandoah.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal, and that is exactly what you need after dropping the first 2 rounds. You kind of lick your wounds after that first round and say, hey, we're not really worried about this. We're going to save up our econ, and we're going to make a push, get aggressive for this 3rd round here, and it pays off super well, giving them the win for that, and now 1 round away from tying things up, and their economy is looking absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I expect to see just full buys pretty much across the board here for both sides. Of
without
course,
a doubt.
Vandals, Phantoms here and there. Possible Guardians still. I know that's one of my favorite guns, but of course the Vandal. Yeah, I'm a Guardian guy. Yeah, I think it's fun to play. But Vandal, of course, is the better gun of the 2, so I'd expect someone to have the Vandal.
Everyone knows the Super Shorty is the best one.
That's fair. That is fair.
That is the most
Noble
based
having
option.
a good look there onto Snail, but doesn't really recognize that movement could be here. Ryuk as well, opening the door. Ryuk getting a huge pick on the MWIII, but Snail behind, getting the 2 picks on the side of St. John's. That is a huge rotation and recognition of that play that Shenandoah was trying to develop.
Yeah, and that's absolutely massive. Now with Spike planted, Shenandoah needs to move now. Open up the door, Flash comes out. However, St. John's was absolutely just ready for it. It just takes out any attack that Shenandoah had, and now it's all down to Cercer? Is that how you say that?
I believe so. I'm going to just stick with Cypher. I don't want to butcher it too
that's
bad for
who is
this
just
player here.
Gonna save their Vandal for this round. And honestly, I think that's fair. It's a 1v4. Like, yes, you'd look insane if you pulled it off, but I think the smart option is to just cut your losses, save the 2,700, and move on with your life, at least until the next round.
Yeah, with not having like a whole lot of util on the side of a Cypher, it's hard to really re-enter sites there. And with a 1v4 situation, just tough kind of task for the side of the Cypher there. So smart save, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. And you also have Jet with knives up as well, so that's also another gun that could be taken off the board or given to another teammate. So that is also something to keep in consideration. So not the worst position to be in if you are Shenandoah. It is a bit unfortunate you're not able to tie things up in that scenario, but still, it's a great thing to have your utility still. So like we see Jet with the ult trying to find a pick in mid. Noble looking for what a flick that is onto St. John's, and is able to get out of there. I don't know if they realize that he just teleported over to that other side. Noble able to get 1 and get out of there quick.
Yeah, that was a huge pick onto the breach, especially those flashes are going to be really, well, they're not going to be there, right? That's a huge entry kind of tool that is off the board as well. Ultra trying to get some poke damage onto that backside Raze, taking about a 25% health there. Ryuk with the blades, the knives out as well. Rotating back to this A site now is St. John's, and now they're just kind of really, Shenandoah needs to just play time here. They have this numbers advantage, and they have Cypher set up on this C site. No one, however, is really looking towards this B site, which looks like is what St. John's is going to go try to approach here as they try to regain their footing in this round.
Yeah, and right now I think Shenandoah kind of recognizing that, Noble watching that C point and is now heading over. We have the Killjoy ultimate coming out from this side of St. John's, so if Shenandoah can't shut that down, that is a free bomb plant for St. John's. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. And no, the Jet got hit by it. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Tried to just buffer out of it, wasn't able to do so. And now Shenandoah has to take this site from St. John's. Had the advantage, however, Ryuk will find one. Claviel will find the other. Shenandoah has control of this site. Smoke is going to pop, however. Snail is going to find the kill. And now you need to try and find this kill. Claviella through the smoke is going to find one, but Focus still alive for St. John's with ultimate. He has a free shot at this bomb. And that means not enough time. Wait.
He doesn't know. Vogue doesn't know. Noble was able to get around that.
Noble, no.
Noble, oh, no. Noble just unable to win that gunfight there.
Oh, I thought he had it.
The patience was huge there from both sides. Sova holding that Hunter's Fury. They're trying to get around that really trick play.
I thought it was going to be a pros don't fake situation. Yeah, and it looks like Call of Duty has actually started their match as well. And who else but Verdi? Never mind. You just had to go and die. I was going to say, who else but Verdi would start off 4-0 in this one, but as soon as I go and say his name, he just dies. So I'm starting to think it's me at this point, Ben.
No, I don't think it's you necessarily. No, I'm just kidding. 42-11 here on the side of this hard point on Rio here. Verdi having already a very strong opening to this series, 6-1 on that side. And really, I believe they're on this P3 right now on this Rio point. And really, back and forth trades coming through. P2, excuse me, going into P3 here on this Rio site. Shenandoah looking strong so far.
I was going to say, that time is very low for a P3.
Yeah.
That means they've just been slugging it out outside the hard point, which I don't think is the case. But I think still great job by Shenandoah to control the early pacing here. Relic's going to find one, Verdi finding another, and Shenandoah trying to contest this point. But right now, Clearly is just doing a great job of clearly contesting the point.
Yeah, Mossman able to pick up a huge pick onto Plank there, trying to maintain possession, looking at those escalators, but the nade is going to come out from Gibby Beams there onto Mossman. Verdi and Relic able to trade it back. Verdi getting two as well, but Vitali will drop in response to Plank. But as I say that, Relic getting these trades back and forth. This point is maintained possession on the side of Shenandoah. Some contests coming through. Beams coming through that doorway there, getting on top of Relic. But really no transition of power on that point, and rotations already now coming through here for P4. Yeah,
and I gotta say, I love Call of Duty names. I mean, in what other game are you gonna get a name like Gibby Beams? I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. I love that. But yeah, right now Shenandoah, I think, just seems a step ahead of Clearly in this one. I mean, we could take a look at the scoreboard and be like, oh yeah, of course Shenandoah is ahead. But if you take a look at the map, I mean, Shenandoah did a great job of leaving the point when it was on when it was about to run out and getting to the next and controlling the spawns in their favor.
Yep.
So I think the mental aspect of this hardpoint game right now is definitely going in favor of Shenandoah, and which typically leads or means that the gun games are going in favor. The gunfights are going in favor of Shenandoah, and clearly they are right now. I mean, 100-23 right now. I mean, don't look at that, but
yeah, Verdi getting the trophy down onto that P4 was a good setup there behind that van, really protecting himself for the duration of that point. Clearly was not able, Cleary, excuse me, was unable to get into that site and contest that P4 from Shenandoah, but they're going to have first rotation over Cloaked, getting two. Relic and Mossman dropping on the side of SU. Gibby Beams is able to find Verdi as well. Vitali trying to get into this access point, does not recognize that Cloaked is laying prone right next to him. Mossman trying to answer back, but right now with this early rotation coming through from Cleary College, they're able to get that first point, but the retake from VOD and MAEC is just that much better.
Yeah, it's still plenty of time left on that point, 30 seconds. Cleary is going to try and soak up some time that they missed out on in this one, but Relic, recognizing that, gets the trade for his teammate and is able to grab a little bit of time before this one runs out, is able to find one. MAEC is actually going to take out Relic and Bowie, so picks up a quick double right there. Unfortunate one of them had to be his own teammate. He's going to find the other and soak up this last 10 seconds, it seems. We take a look at this point in the middle of the map. So difficult to hold for the entire amount of time.
Yeah, Plank and Cloaked getting good picks there on the side of SU. Gibby Beams will go down to Vitaly. Vitaly and Relic, again, Cloaked with another double kill. Trying to go positive here on the side of Cleary. Cloaked 12 and 14 right now on the KDA scoreboard right now, but it's hard for Shenandoah to try to get access into this point. As I say, this Vitaly able to find one, VOD finding another as well, possibly a second, but Vitaly is going to clean it up instead. This possession of this P1 is going to go back into Shenandoah's favor. 160 to about 60 on the side of Cleary here on the second rotation.
Yeah, and right now Shenandoah is heading right for that 100-point club score line for sure, and you could tell with the way they're playing that there's a high chance that they will get it. And right now, I mean, we just take a look at MAEC, man, 18 and 11, and VOD 16 and 8 at double KDA. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. Cleary is going to be able to soak up the last little bit of garbage time, but it's not really going to be enough in this one. I mean, Shenandoah just seems to be everywhere on the map all at once and is winning majority of the gunfights, which at that point, there's not much you can do if you are Cleary.
Yeah, VOD finishing.
It's just so hard to recover from.
Yeah, VOD finishing off Plank there with the pistol there. That early rotation onto this P2 site from Shenandoah had already come through. 40 seconds. They're going to hit 200 on this point at least. Cleary College has to try to find some avenue of entrance into this site to at least try to contest it. Cloaked and Gibby Beams able to pick up kills there, but traded back by Vitaly and Relic. Trades, however, going favorably on the side. VOD, however, finding a two-piece. That is a huge turn of events there. Cleary looked like they had possession of this site for a short time, but VOD says, no way, we're taking it back, and they can win now on this next P3. The rotation's already coming through from the side of SU.
Yeah, and right now Shenandoah is just storming towards victory. Right now Cleary trying to hold this second point right now, but Shenandoah doing well to force them off it. VOD finding two. Can he find another with the nade across the map? Not quite going to find anything. And right now this hard point is being contested, but Vitaly is going to shoot them off of it. And now 30 seconds between Shenandoah and victory here in game number 1. Plank is going to find one. VOD's going to find two, though. He doesn't care. He's going to stay on the point. He's going to soak it up. And right now, Shenandoah 20 seconds from victory.
I mean, VOD is going absolutely insane right now. He's 27 and 9 on the scoreboard. They cannot find an answer. Mossman and Vitaly finding picks there as well. 10 seconds left now on this point. Trying to be contested. Gibby Beams trying to get something done, but VOD is going to answer back as well. Plank getting two good trades across the board for Cleary, but unable to get onto this point yet again. Relic picking up two there in the meantime. Map number 1 is going to go in favor of the Hornets.
I mean, that was a hard point clinic. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. And it doesn't get any better than that when it comes to Shenandoah hardpoints. And as we take a look back into Valorant here, 6-2, St. John's kind of running away with this one. Definitely something you got to be careful of. Noble is going to get spotted out by that recon bolt, and it's going to have to fall back a little bit from his position. And I can't quite see the economy, but based on what Noble had, it is not looking good from the side of Shenandoah.
Yeah, Ryuk with the Marshall there, able to pick up a huge pick onto that breach. Ultra trading it back as well onto Snail, but Mega Pika already there to respond. It's a 3v3 situation now, but like you said, 6 rounds to 2 on the side of St. John's. On this attacking side, mind you, as well, something that usually is the harder kind of side to play on early on in these games, right? You look to be playing this defense, and Shenandoah right now playing good defense as well. Claviella able to clean up that round for the side of SU. Ryuk is going to defuse the bomb there. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, plenty of time left for that bomb defusal. 3-6 now in favor still of St. John's.
Yeah, and a unfortunate miss there by Claviella to with the Raze ultimate. But is able to pick up the kill with the Vandal in the end. I think that ult was used more of as a kind of go back behind the cover and then hold the angle.
Yeah.
So definitely works out in favor of Shenandoah, still showing signs of life despite being 4 rounds down here in the first half. It's really just a solid job there by Shenandoah to work with what they had. It didn't seem like a lot of them had a full kit, full utility on their side. So definitely big right there. And Shenandoah trying to peek this mid area, but no one from St. John's going to be there to contest them.
Yeah, St. John's already coming through huge into this B site, trying to push their way through. MWIII able to pick up Ryuk, Ultra League trading it back onto Toaster. The Raze down on the side of St. John's. Good pickup there, but Snail able to get Ultra League in the meantime as well. Claviella getting Snail back. Noble picking up a pick as well here. Noble getting 2 in this round. The Sova, the only one left. The Raze, however, is low on health. You're swinging out. Claviella goes down. Noble now knows what the Sova is. Unable to get those kills. Possible bait trying to get through here. The drone coming out from the Sova. Another 1v1. We saw this earlier.
Yeah, gonna fake the fuse and go through the smoke and find him for the triple in the map. Noble here in round number 10 comes up big for Shenandoah, gets the triple, defuses the bomb, and walks away an absolute beast.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge pickup, a huge play there from the side of Noble there. We're now going to switch over to this post game here from this Call of Duty map. Verdi, 28 and 10 on that hard point on Rio.
Oh, she didn't finish triple positive. I can't believe it. Didn't even finish triple positive. I mean, how could it? No. I mean, absolutely phenomenal from Verdi there. I mean, 2.8 KD. I think it's the highest that I've seen from this team so far this season at the end of a map, for sure. So the first map, goes to Shenandoah in this one, but still we have High Rise coming up for Search and Destroy. So that should be an absolute treat. Meanwhile, Jet finding a kill here early for Shenandoah gives them the advantage. Jet with that op is still such a menace and something you have to be so careful for. And we also take a look at the ults. You take an ult off the board for St. John's as well, especially Killjoy ult, which is such a good ult at denying the plant or denying a retake from Shenandoah. So definitely absolutely massive and forward to the side of Shenandoah compared to St. John's 2. You'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, Ryuk here holding on that B angle, trying to deny entry to this B site. As we see the breach kind of hovering around the attacker spawn, still trying to find some information as the other 3 members make their way over to this A site. Now rotations are going to come through from the side of SU. Ryuk again going towards that heaven kind of position here with this operator, something very dangerous that St. John's needs to try to be aware of. Claviella, however, failing the bomb there, going back into the nade. Toaster finding a huge pickup. Bats as well onto Ultra Lee. Noble trying to have another big round here, picking up the kill onto the breach, but a huge misplay from the side of SU.
Yeah, really unfortunate. We saw Claviella try and propel herself up with those blast pads. Unfortunately, that isn't what happened. Just wasn't able to get the right angle and right trajectory and it falls. But meanwhile, this Jet with the op is an absolute menace. Something you have to be careful for. Waiting for the coordinated peek, I assume. Doesn't find a pick onto that Ryuk. Trying to fake it, but Toaster is going to be there to take them out. And St. John's able to secure that plant.
Yeah, those 2 angles being held there. Unfortunate for the side of
they lose the op?
Ryuk.
I think they lost the op because Toaster died.
Yeah, Toaster going down there denies the op on the side of St. John's here. A good opportunity before the swap. This is the last round going here.
Opportunity, I see what you did there.
Unintentional, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, if they can come up with a win here on this round, keeping it at this 7-5 scoreline, that'll be huge going into this attacking round. And really, this is what we've seen Shenandoah thrive on as well. The knives already coming out from Ryuk here, trying to pick up an early pick onto the Sova, just barely missing with that knife.
That was it.
Does connect, however, but doesn't do the damage that, well, you would want to come out from those knives from that Jet.
Yeah, meanwhile, Killjoy ultimate coming out very early here in the round. Interesting that they're going to use that. I assume they'll try and use that to snuff out some members of Shenandoah, and they do just that. However, Clabiola finds one, can't find the second, and now St. John's is cleaning up Shenandoah like they are dirty laundry on a Sunday afternoon. And right now, Shenandoah down to just 2 members left with 1 ultimate to their name.
Yeah, St. John's doing a huge play here, rotating back onto this B site, faking that push onto A, forcing SU to rotate over, and now having to come back onto this B site. Mega Pika planting bats, getting a 3-piece in that round, able to seal the deal before the swap there with an 8-4 lead. Shenandoah kind of grasping at straws right now on that defensive side.
Yeah, a little unfortunate, but you were still able to take away 4 rounds from that, so I think that's a good place to be in if you are SU. So not completely hopeless. There were the bright spots in that match. But enough about that. We got Call of Duty online right now. We have High Rise, Search and Destroy. What a treat for you all. Vitaly trying to find that little angle through the garbage bin. Didn't realize they put me in Call of Duty, and he's unable to find that kill. VOD finding one, can't quite find the other, was able to get a couple hit markers. Eats a nade like it's his breakfast, but does end up surviving.
Yeah, VOD getting that huge pick early on here. This is Search and Destroy, so when you're dead for the majority or the remainder
basically
of the
what
round.
We just watched with Valorant.
Yeah, Plank able to get on that trade back onto VOD, but Vitaly getting Gibby beams there as a response. It's a 2v2 situation. However, Mossman and Relic, the tag team duo, trying to make something happen. Relic getting that pick, Plank trading it back, but Mossman has the angle, now knows that Plank is in that area, but the bomb is still kind of in possession here of Cleary. Plank able to get back onto that bomb site. Moss trying to play it safe, knowing that Plank has to try to find a plant soon. Yeah,
Cleary trying to do some shenanigans rather than just get the bomb down onto that site. It doesn't really work out for them, and they end up losing the round. Meanwhile, the Killjoy setups, as we're seeing, are coming out really well here for St. John's, as able to kind of disrupt Shenandoah from their flow, but Clabiola doesn't care about that. Double for her as she tries to find even more. Noble going to find one. However, Cypher down for Shenandoah. That is big. That is a lot of util that you could use to hold this bomb plant that is now no longer at your disposal, and we can see St. John's try and take advantage of. Meanwhile, Clabiola doesn't care. She's going to pick up 4, and Shenandoah is going to come up with a early pistol round win here in map, on the sides being flipped, not the second map, still the same map. I got confused with Call of Duty, and meanwhile,
Gibby beams just blew up Plank. That is not something you want to see if you're on the side of Cleary there. VOD and Mossman already falling, but the trades, the rotation, Relic unable to get that pickup onto Gibby beams. Vitaly now the only one standing on this attacking side, trying to kind of play it slow. The bomb, however, not in possession on this attack, trying to get these sprays through these windows, but not a whole lot you can do in that situation. They know where you are, and they're just really just on the hunt for where that last member of SU is.
Yeah, really unfortunate there from Shenandoah. I think they got kind of grouped up together, caught out in an awkward situation, and all credit to Cleary. They utilize it to the fullest extent, picking up a couple kills. Unfortunately, you blow up your own teammate in the scenario, but still, I mean, absolutely fantastic round there from Cleary. Without that team kill, that's a perfect round for you.
Yeah, unfortunate that Cleary has a little bit of a mishap, a little bit of miscommunication there. Now swapping back onto the attacking side for Cleary. 1 apiece now on this Search and Destroy on this high rise here. No one going down just yet, but Ultraly and Clabiola able to pick up 2 kills on the side of SU here. The Cypher already going down, but that A push coming in once again on the side of SU here. A good approach so far. VOD goes down, but 3 members on the side of Cleary already falling as well. Cloaked, the last one standing, but still has that bomb in hand.
I gotta say, that was impressive to be able to cast 2 games at the same time while they were going on in full action. I mean, that's impressive. Shenandoah will take out the last member of Cleary and advance to 2-1 in Search and Destroy here on High Rise. I mean, yeah, I think Shenandoah was kind of like, okay, let's spread out a little bit this time. Let's not get caught up in the same position. Let's be smart about our actions in this one. And meanwhile, St. John's fighting for their life in this one, and Noble going to find one. However, it is a 3v1 with bomb down, and it is going to go off in favor of Shenandoah, taking out both members of St. John's as well. So a big second round there from Shenandoah, who is now 2 rounds away from tying things up. And as we get back into action on the Call of Duty side, we head into round number 4. Relic going for a super aggressive look here early on, is going to be able to find the trade. Can he find the one behind that shack? Does spot him out and is able to find a kill with the nade. I mean, that's absolutely massive and incredible play from Relic to get that aggressive and get rewarded for it.
Yeah, the plant is now going to come down on the side of SU. Relic planting on to that A site. Gibby, Beams, and Plank trying to find a pinch onto the members of SU here, but Verdi is aware, able to pick up the kill onto Gibby Beams there. Now Plank, the last one standing, and with 3 members in the bomb down, Plank needs to try to find these picks, needs to try to be sneaky. Now kind of sitting on that helipad, trying to find an angle to get really anything for the side of Cleary, but Mossman playing under these stairs, very patient, knowing that Plank has to come to them. Verdi, they know where he is. Plank will go down. SU going up 3-1 now on the search and destroy as we swap back over to the Cypher planting the bomb here on A site.
Yeah, and I gotta say, right now for Shenandoah, they are in a great spot. You have your smokes player still alive, you have your defensive utility, and a duelist. I think that's as good of a 3 as you want. And meanwhile, we have Claviella with the incredible trigger discipline, able to take one out. Can she find the Killjoy that is just waiting around the other side as well? And a judge in this day and age? Really? The judge cleans up for St. John's? Are you kidding me?
I mean, Snail is in a perfect position there. The spray transfer not able to come through on the side of SU. SU now on this CoD. On the defensive side, Vitali will drop early to Gibby Beams there. No trade back coming through from the side of SU. As I say that, Bowie in trouble. Mossman not able to finish the job. No plant yet coming through from the side of Cleary, not in full possession of that site. Mossman is able to get Gibby Beams in the meantime.
You're having so much
on
fun
the flank
that.
here. Oh, Gibby Beams, what a great name.
Dude, I love Gibby Beams as a name. Sorry to cut you off in your flow there, but that is just like every time you have the opportunity to say his name, you fully take it. I just love that. Well, I mean, in what other esport are you going to find Gibby Beams? I mean, it's just so good. I mean, maybe Halo, because they're so similar. Speaking of Halo, we have Verdi absolutely cooking. I don't know why I said speaking of Halo, but I mean, Verdi just absolutely phenomenal right there. Staying in position, staying calm, and getting the long-range kill with that AR. And now it's a 1v1.
Yeah, Verdi coming around on this rotation back to their spawning side here. Bowie trying to find an angle to be looking down onto this site. Will spot out Verdi, staying alive, however, knows that they are on the pad here. Has to try to stick a defuse if possible. Bowie is going to get aggressive and is able to pick up the kill there. Verdi has to try to get that defuse down, unable to do so. 3-2 now, still in favor of SU on this high-rise search and destroy.
Yeah, very close as opposed to that previous hard point right there. And Shenandoah, yeah, a little bit wonky on the aim there, but Verdi, I think, just was worried about defusing the bomb in this scenario. And meanwhile, we take a look at Valorant. Shenandoah down a member in a 2v3 with Spike down, so that's definitely not the situation you want to be in. Or wait, no, is SU on attack or defense? I can't remember.
SU is attacking right now.
Okay.
Noble had
so that is the situation
angle.
you want to be in.
Yeah, that is exactly what you want to be in. You have that plant down. Noble has that angle. Looking back at this bomb now, picking up 2 in that exchange. Vogue dropping to Noble, and now Noble possibly with a possible 3-piece. Yes, he will be able to clean it up there. It's now 9-7, still down 2 rounds here in this first map for the Valorant squad here from SU, but Noble is looking good.
Yeah, Noble right now looking like royalty, some would say. And Shenandoah with 3 ults to the 1 of St. John's. Definitely something to keep an eye on in this scenario for sure. And we take a look at this scoreboard. I mean, right now, Claviella and Noble are just absolutely cooking for the side of SU. Noble with 6 assists as well. I mean, that is... He is doing what you want out of your smokes player and some extra. I mean, he is absolutely cooking for this side of SU, and now they're 2 rounds away from tying this thing up.
Yeah, 4 Vandals on the side of SU there. 1 member not able to get that full buy, able to get those full shields, but the Guardian's going to come through on 1 member. I can't remember who it was. I believe it was the Cypher here. But that early pick there is huge. The Rays already down. This entry to the site just became a lot easier for the side of SU. Ryuk trying to get that kill in heaven there will take some heavy poke damage, but really is able to retreat and set up after that plant is going to come down. Defender Killjoy now coming through from Snail here, trying to get something started on the side of St. John's.
Yeah, trying to force Shenandoah off that site, and it's going to do its job really, really well. I don't think Shenandoah has anything to counter that Killjoy in that scenario. No one getting detained, however, but full site control in favor of St. John's. However, Shenandoah doesn't care. They're going to run through. Snail going to find 2, though. Snail trying to be the hero, almost finds the Shenandoah side and cleans them up, but Claviella putting an end to their reign. And just like that, Shenandoah takes the round and is taking away the momentum slowly but surely. And St. John's is going to try and put a stop to that with this timeout.
Yeah, St. John's coming through with this minute timeout here. The momentum heavily on the side of SU. Snail had a really good approach to that retake there, being able to pick up those 3 kills, but unable to pick up really the full ace is what would have been needed there. A kill coming up already. Plank finding Relic here on this tied up now. Search and destroy 3 apiece. Defending now on the side of SU. VOD able to get Cloak off of that high power position there on that heli carrier, or that, I guess, heli carrier.
Helipad.
Pad, that's it. Mossman able to pick up the kill there as well onto Bowie. 3v2 situation in favor of SU.
Yeah, and Shenandoah trying to get the last little bit of damage on the flank. One thing to note as well, Cleary was able to take that last round while we were off camera, so they tied things up until Shenandoah just decided to take the lead back. So 4-3 in favor of Shenandoah heading into round number 8. But I mean, so what a job by Cleary, I want to say, because it's not easy getting 100-point clubbed in a hardpoint like that and coming back and doing what they're doing in hardpoint. I mean, it's admirable for sure. And then as we get back into the Valorant action, let's see if Shenandoah can equal things up here.
Yeah, Shenandoah is still kind of hovering towards this TP angle here for Noble on this Omen, looking towards his A site, trying to get some type of pick here early on in this match, with the reveal coming through from that Sova dart is huge. They know that Noble is in the area, and that, well, they know that one person is in the area. They don't know about the other 4 members.
They don't know that a majority
side.
of the team is there.
Exactly. They do not know that. The rotation coming through now from this Killjoy on the flank, possibly Cypher being able to take out Toaster there. The Rays down, another huge pick onto that duelist on the side of SU.
Yeah, and right now, St. John's just absolutely can't seem to grasp the momentum. I mean, granted, they also have pistols up against ARs, which is never an easy feat to have. But Shenandoah just absolutely running through them, and rightfully so. I mean, they've had all the momentum in these past few games. Snail with the shotgun once again. I mean, we've seen Snail have success with these shotguns, with the Shorty, the Judge, and whatever. And now it has the Bucky in hand, so we'll see what they can do with that. But Noble says, yeah, you're not going to get to see anything today, as he picks up the final kill of the round. And just like that, Shenandoah are tied up. And on the side of Call of Duty, we have the match point.
Yeah, match point now on the side of SU there. Noble doing a good job recognizing that Killjoy turret coming down, retreating to that lower section of that backside. Tied up now on the side of SU on Valorant, 9 apiece. Match point, however, on the side of Shenandoah here. On this defending side, once again, something that they've been doing very good at. Gibby beams again with this bomb in hand. Cloaked looking towards that helipad again, trying to get an early pick. Will be able to do so onto VOD. A huge pick of Vitali trying to answer back. Knows that Cloaked is there, but Cloaked recognizes the rotation from Vitali and is able to take him down 2 pickups early on for the side of Cleary.
Yeah, right now Mossman trying to find a long-range effort. However, Relic is going to take out Gibby Beams and Bowie as well. Relic finding 2. Absolutely massive there for Shenandoah as they even things up, and Bomb in favor as well. And Cloaked is going to find Mossman trying to hold the angle, and it gets a trade for his teammate. Now it's down to 1v1. Relic going for this triple here, going to hide very low to the ground, and kind of I'm liking this spot. I'm liking it.
Yeah, Relic having a good little back angle here. Knows where the bomb is. Plank now trying to sneak through, is able to do so, kind of getting under that helipad area. Relic trying to rotate back as well. They don't see each other. They know we're in the area. Relic unable to get the kill early on. Pistol out. No, it's the AR. Plank able to win that gunfight. They're a close exchange, but a 4-5 now in favor still. Match point on the side of SU here as St. John's. Bats is able to pick up 2 back-to-back. HP advantage, well, kind of even right now. We see the Asa is very low on health, as well as the Omen. Clabiella able to pick up the Sova in the meantime. 2v1 situation here and a possible leading opportunity for SU.
Yeah, really good scenario. I mean, you have Ashford there on single-digit health. So definitely going to be something to keep in mind. And right now, Noble, full confidence. However, now it's down to a 1v1. And Clabiella has to be really careful about this. To not give this up. It does successfully avoid the ultimate from Clabiella, but needs to get onto this bomb and quick, and Clabiella is going to find that last little bit of damage. And now we head into round number 10 of S&D. One more and we get around 11, because that's how math works.
Yeah.
But right now, Shenandoah trying to make sure that doesn't happen, taking 3 out from Cleary College to start things off. Now down to a 1v4, trying to force this game number 11. And Verdi says, no thanks. We've messed around enough. Let's end this here now. Shenandoah will take map number 2 and advance to 2-0 in the maps. Needs just one more to win. And speaking of winning, Shenandoah has taken the lead in Valorant 10-9.
Yeah, first lead they had here, 10-9 on this first map. Have had a sloppy start to this map here on Lotus, falling behind early on their defensive rounds, but their attack has really picked up the slack here as they are now approaching this C site. St. John's not aware again. Maybe they are Snail, able to pick up that 1 kill, but Ultrally able to trade it back with the Vandal. Snail is down in full control of this site. Ryuk able to find the Astra as well on that flank, but Sova there, Vogue able to get the Sheriff kill onto Ryuk. The Jet down, 3v3 HP advantage in favor of St. John's.
Yeah, and a big pickup there by Ultrally, who still has the ultimate as well to deny the plant. So Noble, if he wants, can just kind of sit off and play for the sound. And we see the Breach ultimate come out from the side of St. John's. However, is able to find the kill, and now it's Noble down just by himself trying to secure this round. Is going to start to fake, or is he not going to fake at all?
He's sticking
He's
the plant.
sticking it, and Noble thankfully looked when he did, because that was almost really, really bad for Shenandoah, and I respect that out of St. John's, because pros don't fake.
Yeah, St. John's really playing with the mind there of Noble, trying to bait him out of that spot, or really bait him with the bait of the bait. Yeah, right?
It's the reverse psychology.
Exactly.
That always gets you in the end.
Yeah, SU now 11-9 here on this first map for SU. Looking good so far. Clabiella 20 and 15 on the scoreboard. Vandals across the board for SU. Full armor as well. Looking strong. Looking for an A push here on the side of SU.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone caught that when they brought up the menu, but if you take a look at when the side switched, I mean, it is all but one. On this side for Shenandoah. So they have been absolutely phenomenal here in the second half of things. And that's really, you mentioned it earlier, Ben, that is what we've seen out of this team a lot. They've kind of had a little rockier starts, a little less solid starts than you would like. And then they just come out of the gates flying in the second half, and blink and you'll miss it, and the game's over. So right now from Shenandoah, this is exactly what they've done in the previous weeks, and this is exactly what we've gotten used to seeing out of them. And what they've done so well this season is the reason why they're undefeated. However, St. John trying to prevent that from happening, as they're going to find 2 kills, but Ryuk with a big knife to the dome isn't able to find the last little bit of damage, and now 1v2 for the side of St. John's. Vogue trying to clutch this up for his school.
Yeah, Ryuk, though, still has that knives out and active. 2v1 situation. St. John's trying to prevent a match point opportunity here from SU on this attacking side. If they get this, they will move to match point. The bomb now getting picked up. The plant has not come through yet, as the Cypher did go down to, I believe it was the Hunter's Fury there from the Sova there. The knives, they know where they are, but unable to connect. All the knives have been exhausted now on the side of this Jet. It's now pure gunfights. Sova able to pick up one. Vogue, 1v1 situation now. HP advantage as well. Will be able to pick up the third kill of the round, denying a match point here for SU.
The Vogue triple saves St. John's for a match point and increases this one here, and clutch indeed. That's putting it lightly. Vogue with an absolutely phenomenal 1v2 to clutch things up, saving his team from a very dire situation to be in.
Yeah, SU had a good approach to that A site, able to pick up that early kill onto that breach there, I believe it was, but unable to really snowball that into anything else with the Cypher going down on that plant to the Sova ultimate there. It really halted the progress that SU had, right? They pushed them back off of that site, allowing for St. John's to regroup and regain control of that back of that site into that heaven kind of area. And now we're going to see a split approach here from SU.
Yeah, and right now I think Shenandoah kind of recognizing, okay, we might have gotten a little too aggressive with our pushes there. They like to leave the bomb behind just in case some of the sides that they want to push the initiative and allow someone else to grab the bomb and follow it behind, determine where they want to go with that. But if I'm St. John's here, I'm wanting to get aggressive because you have the momentum after a big clutch out of your Soba. So definitely trying to capitalize on that momentum. Maybe it's a big risk, but it's a big risk that can cash out with a big reward for sure. So definitely going to be something to keep an eye on as basically both teams are at a standstill. I mean, you have, aside from the Jet on the side of Shenandoah, that is very low on health right now. But if you're a duelist, you don't really worry about stuff like that.
Yeah, Jet certainly low on health, but not a whole lot of action coming across the board just yet from either side. Kind of feeling it out, trying to know where these setups are coming out from on the side of St. John's. Claviella will recognize the turret, will be able to get that out. Boombot coming out as well on the side of this Raze, and the C push has begun, and possible flanking opportunities for this Jet, for this Cypher as they are moving through this A and B site. It's going to be a 3v5 here for the side of SU. Ultraly able to pick up one onto Vogue, the man that saved the day in the last round there. Toaster trying to make something happen as well, but pushed off with that smoke coming through. Mega Pika, however, finding Ultraly in the meantime. The breach, the denial there from that site is gone on the side of SU, and not a whole lot. The Cypher trying to get that flank there onto the breach. Batch and Snail picking up two. Snail picking up a third there as well. The defuse now coming through from Mega Pika, all tied up at 11.
Yeah, fantastic retake there by St. John's to give up control, save their life, save their utility, and just absolutely just come out of the gates storming. And meanwhile, we take a look over at this control map here, back on the Call of Duty side. Point A has already been capped by Cleary. Or Cleary. So definitely something to keep an eye on in this. However, Verdi as well. 4-0. Never mind. Dude, I swear, every time I go and talk about Verdi doing well, he just goes and jinxes it. Like, I genuinely don't think any player has been less unlucky in this program.
Yeah, Cleary having a good approach here onto this B site as well. Verdi able to pick up three. Cloaked will be able to answer it back, but pushing them off of that site is huge on the side of SU there. They need to try to re-enter. Vitali is in position here, able to pick up one onto Plank as well. The push coming full force here from SU onto this B site, unable to pick up any picks so far. Back and forth. Cleary now back onto this B site control. Claviella able to pick up the Killjoy in the meantime. 5v4 situation in favor of SU, trying to move it to a favorable match point, and Cleary has been pushed off of the site on this control map on Invasion.
Yeah, that was really impressive being able to cast over both of those. And we take a look at the side of Shenandoah. Bomb is going down. However, Toaster is going to be able to find a kill, and Focus is going to find two. And just like that, everything that was going so well for Shenandoah crumbles to dust just like that. Claviella not expecting the Astra to be there, and it does end up falling. And now it's Noble with just such a tall ask of him there, and falls unfortunately to the blind and gunfire of St. John's, who will now be at match point themselves.
Yeah, Vogue coming up huge there. I think it was 3 kills. I know it was at least 2 there in that round to collect up for the side of St. John's. Match point, like you said, on the side of St. John's. Shenandoah had an 11-9 round lead here, but have squandered it so far, aren't able to win these gunfights. Vogue just coming up huge for the side of St. John's. Snail as well, sitting at 24-17 with full buys across the board. Vandals, full armor for both sides of the map here. And Shenandoah needs to try to find an answer in this round here. Coming up with another split approach here, 2 going towards the side of C, 2 over to A, and the Jet again kind of lurking in this mid ground here, looking at this B site, trying to find an early pick.
Yeah, and I think if I'm Shenandoah, you want to try and be as safe as possible, play together as much as possible, be able to get these trades for yourselves, because right now you cannot afford to make a mistake, especially with the game point on the line. And we see, take a look over at C, we have that Killjoy completely set up and just hoping someone's going to come to that site and fall victim to their traps. And right now, Claviella might be the one to do just that as we see the rest of the team start to make their way over towards this C site. So definitely going to be a point of emphasis for the Shenandoah side. And the ultimate is going to come out. The blast pads, unfortunately, don't really do much for the side of SU, and going to be forced to basically use an ult for nothing.
Yeah, the ult not being able to come through there from Claviella is disastrous here for the side of SU. A huge ultimate, a huge turning point for the side of SU, not being able to be used in the offensive way that they would have liked. But the plant has already come down on the side of SU. 5 members still alive on both sides. They need to try to find this Sova here. That'll be a huge pick. 4 people entering from that back of sight. Ultraly is going to be shot in the head by Snail there. Noble and Ryuk trying to answer back. Bats and Toaster falling on the side of St. John's. Vogue able to find one as well. Snail again. No one's able to find any kills here. Snail picking up 3, and Vogue.
What was that ending?
Everyone just walking through Shenandoah on the side of St. John's. Vogue and Snail again coming up huge, finding every kill in that exchange.
Claviella stares death in the face and unfortunately wasn't able to hit her shots. So close to greatness right there, and just really unfortunate. Meanwhile, we'll take a look back at the side of Call of Duty. 1-1 on this control map. Relic is going to claim first blood, and things are just going to be chaotic out of the gates. I would try and say who killed who traded what. It's gone off the kill feed. I couldn't even follow it. Shenandoah able to get early, or to prevent Cleary from getting early advantage onto this 8-point.
Yeah, both teams winning on their attacking rounds here coming into this control map. Again, a double kind of cap here coming through from Cleary. VOD trying to stop the cap onto this B site, unable to pick up the kill on to Gibby Beams. I believe Mossman is going to be able to clean it up. A double kill on the side of Mossman there, pushing them off this B site, and now a contest onto this A site, able to clear them out as well. Good trades and good approach from the side of SU, stopping the cap. 1 tick, however, on both points here, on A, on B. Cleary again looking towards this B site, trying to get the 2nd tick.
Yeah, 4 life difference though from both sides. That's an entire respawn from in favor of Shenandoah, as that lead is going to increase by even more now, as VOD's going to find 2, and just like that, they are cleaning things up. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal play here from SU. Relic going to find that last little bit of the head peeking up right there. And Shenandoah now 9 life advantage to their name as they try and force Cleary off of this 8-point. But Cleary is able to pick up the B point, so that adds an entire minute onto this game.
Yeah, Cleary picking up that B site there is huge, adding some time to this round. Mossman and VOD picking up picks of their own, however, trying to defend any rotation possibly able to come through from Cleary onto this A site. However, Cloaked is able to find the kill onto Relic. Now rotating over to this A site. Mossman trying to cut off Cloaked here. A trophy coming down by this destroyed car here. Cloaked laying down right by that road barricade. Mossman, however, is going to get flanked by Plank, and no trades coming back from the side of SU. Planked Plank will go down by Relic there, but really not a whole lot of momentum coming in from Cleary so far, as Mossman, Vitaly, and VOD will find one apiece.
Yeah, Cleary trying to get something going, but Shenandoah shutting them down, and now that life advantage staring them in the face. I mean, down to 13, and Shenandoah very close to being able to spawn trap this team. I mean, there's just not much they can do. I mean, you've had Cloak trying to lay behind and lay around that car for so long. But Vitaly is quite literally in their spawn, and now there are no spawns remaining for Cleary as they try and siege this A point. And right now, Cloaked making good use of that car as cover.
Yeah.
But they need to play absolute perfect. Now time is winding down for them. 15 seconds. Now down to 10 with 2 people and 2 lives left. Vitaly's going to find one, and the other one's going to get cleaned up. And Shenandoah able to take that defensive round and is 1 round away from taking the clean sweep, the clean 3-0 here in this Call of Duty match.
Yeah, everyone on the side of SU there is able to sit on that site, onto that A site. VOD and Vitaly denying entry from Gibby Beams there, as well as I believe it was Plank trying to enter that site at the very last second, trying to get the contest, trying to get the time to stop, but Shenandoah is able to shut that down. 21 and 10 for VOD. Vitaly as well, almost at the 20 kill mark here on the side of SU. And really, Bowie on the side of Cleary has been struggling so far. Cloaked able to pick up an early kill, but Vitaly able to answer back as well. Cloaked will pick up one, but will fall himself.
Yeah, and right now here from Shenandoah, it looks like they're going to try and get this A point early on, and really with little to no resistance. I mean, we've only seen 1 or 2 bodies come and try and contest this thing, but Shenandoah has had strength in numbers for this one, so it's going to be an easy A capture, which I think is the harder of the 2 to get.
Yep.
From what I've seen. So now Shenandoah with a lot of momentum going forward here in this match, going for this B site and potentially the win.
Yeah, that A site capture coming in extremely fast from the side of SU. 2 minutes now to get this B site under control and in their favor. Cleary trying to clear them out, but unable to do so. VOD and Mossman able to find up picks of their own. Bowie able to answer back on a pick onto Mossman. Plank as well, shutting down VOD, but Vitaly is on this site trying to get this early pick. Trophy, I believe, came down, maybe not. I'm not quite sure if I saw a trophy. There's a trophy there from his teammate VOD as well, tossing one as down, trying to stay alive, but Gibby Beams able to get that kill off rip there as that trophy comes down. Relic and Mossman trading back and forth. Cloaked finding Vitaly, and this high ground that Cloaked has been coming up clutch, finding 2 kills on the side of Cleary.
And that is absolutely massive and a huge momentum swinger potentially for Cleary in that scenario. Cloaked trying to do all he can to keep his team in this one. Gibby Beam's going to find one, and so is Plank. However, Plank is going to be traded out, and Vitaly immediately gets traded out as well. So a bunch of trades coming out here left and right, and now down to a 2 life advantage here for Shenandoah as they try and siege this B site. Down to 2 ticks on this one is something to note. Relic trying to see if he can find a kill, does find Cloaked. Not going to allow him to get those sneaky angles on Shenandoah. Moss trying to find one, can't quite find it, but VOD is there for his trade, and Shenandoah trying to get on this point, but Cleary doing a great job at preventing them from doing just that.
Yeah, Plank able to find 2 in that dark alley there. Gibby Beams able to respond as well, finding 2 kills of his own, keeping Shenandoah off of this B site. 50 seconds left now. Relic finding the nade onto Cloaked. That is a huge pick. Is he going to spawn further out from this B site? But Gibby Beams able to shut down Relic. In the meantime, Vitaly finding Bowie, trying to get these flank angles, possibly able to get around there. VOD will find the flank man of Cloaked there. Well, as rather who Vitaly was trying to flank in that instance, trying to get into this B site. Vitaly with a huge flank. They're able to find Bowie. VOD getting Cloaked as well. Plank still alive. Not yet. VOD is able to shut it down. Plank, Vitaly finding Gibby Beams as well, and the cap will come through onto this B site. Shenandoah will win map number 3 and will win the series in a very convincing 3-0.
I mean, absolutely phenomenal job there by Shenandoah. It looks like a bit that Cleary was going to be able to hold on, but Shenandoah said, no, thank you, we'll take this one. And just absolutely phenomenal job to get the 3-0 victory. And just really an overall great job by them. And as now Call of Duty has advanced to undefeated in NACE. Valorant still has 1 or 2 more rounds to play, so still waiting on that. And the league should be getting started up here really quickly. But we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, guys, because we still have so much more esports for you guys.
Stand a chance, and I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys were able to get a little drink, get a little snack, something, because we still have so much more action for you guys. We have a Valorant Round 2. League of Legends is, I believe, starting draft right about now, or soon. So we'll be able to get that on the stream for you guys. And I mean, Rocket League as well. Can't forget them.
Of course.
Also getting ready for their match. We see Qualark there in the background. I'm trying to orient it. It's opposite of the camera right there. Getting his boys ready to take on Alvernia College. So definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. And here we are in draft. It's Olaf. Yes, my Olaf has been picked. I absolutely love that. Gets Cassante. That's not exactly what you want to see, though, if you are Shenandoah, because that, in theory, is a big counter on the side of William & Mary. And Ramus as well against his Belveth is a incredible counter pick. So right now, draft fully in the hands of William & Mary.
Yeah, William & Mary finding a good counter here. Ramus, not something that we often see here. The Cassante, of course, a standard safe blind pick, of course, for the side of Shenandoah University here. The Olaf, I believe, was the first pick. However, it was a R1 and R2 Cassante and Belveth
TF bot
here.
lane.
I like seeing TF here, right? With this new build that you go on TF, you go this AD, this crit chance. Those blue cards do a ton of unexpected damage when you play him in this bot side. And MWIII support also coming through here. A lot of lockdown on the side of Shenandoah here. And really, the peel coming through from this Olaf is going to come in huge if this Olaf is able to get ahead of the game here onto this Cassante and roll through onto this backline, onto this Corki, which will have a lot of range, and onto this TF as well. It'll be a tough game here for SU, but I do prefer the draft.
And the key word there is if this Olaf gets ahead, because that is the thing about Olaf, is if you do not get ahead of your laner or get kills early on other places, it is a struggle in the mid and especially a late game where Olaf folds off the hardest, because at that point you're really only used for split push or peel for your team, and your peel isn't even hard CC, so theoretically the team can just turn around and auto you to death. So that's definitely going to be something to keep in mind. But the big thing I want to pay attention to Ben, in this one is this bot lane. The
Yeah.
amount of poke that they have
Yes.
in that bot lane is ridiculous. Karma, after the buffs, I mean, just an absolute menace. And Caitlyn, I mean, if you want poke, that is the staple champion to go
Yep.
to. Maybe you can make an argument for Ashe there as well, but definitely going to be interesting to see how both these teams play. But we're going to have to put that on hold for a bit because we got some Rocket League action heading your way for this game. As a early shot there, it does get stopped by Shenandoah, but the follow-up was there, but it wasn't able to quite find the back of the net. Now Kiazi trying to find a pass for his teammate, but Alvernia right on that and reading that play perfectly.
Yeah, Mango getting that clear back, however, in favor of SU is going to be huge, stopping the momentum. Wilds able to get contact, getting that aerial to connect here for the side of Alvernia. Thrift as well, keeping this ball kind of at around half court here, half field rather. Elim trying to take a shot. Tav is in position. Rotations coming in strong here for the side of Alvernia. Elim trying to strike there with a potential pass from Mango, but unable to do so. Tav getting that demolition there onto Kiazi is huge, but nothing they can do off of it as Shenandoah finds the clear, waiting for Kiazi to respawn.
Yeah, and right now Alvernia kind of just pelting this Shenandoah goal with as many shots as they can. And we see Thrift try and go for a little bit of aerial tech. Gets the wrong launch angle there. Unfortunately doesn't lead to much. And now Shenandoah on the offensive but not quite able to really make do of anything. And Thrift able to catch out Shenandoah and put that ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, we can see SU there, Elim playing a little bit further than he might have should have there, a little past half field. They're able to get that ball over the car of Elim with an open goal there. The rotations aren't fast enough, just not enough momentum in the side of SU to get back and defend that goal. Alvernia getting up 1-0 here in game number 1. A good shot there coming out from Elim, and shots really across the board so far. Kiazi now has to get back, getting on defense for SU. The rotations coming through good there. Tav getting 2 demos there. It's all up to Elim to try to make something happen, but missing
the
that
backwards
contest.
goal. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that is...
Picks up the double kill and then is able to just tap it back in with the tail end of the car. I mean, that is he made that look so much easier than it actually is to do. I mean, phenomenal goal there by Alvernia as they go 2-0 up here on Shenandoah, and really just a great offensive game plan coming out here from Alvernia.
Right, and that's kind of what you have to look at in that play specifically. Tav finding those 2 huge demos onto Kiazi and onto Mango. Kiazi trying to make something happen. Elim with a huge shot into that upper right corner, bringing it within 1. 3 minutes left to go in game number 1. This is a best of 5, so game 1, of course, feeling out the opponents, trying to see the play styles, who is doing what on the side, who is finding these rotations for Alvernia, and right now Tav has been everywhere.
Yeah, and me and Molly kind of touched on it last night for the Rocket League match. And to quote Mitchell Fine yet again, all the greats have short-term memory, but that is so much more prevalent in Rocket League because the games are so different. Every game is usually going to have a different scoreline than the last. Sometimes it could be a 10-0, and then it could be a 3-3 with overtime. Like, there's just no way to predict it. All these games are just so unpredictable and really relies on how many mistakes are made by these teams and how well you can execute the game plans that you've implemented heading into this match. Meanwhile, Mango with a great save there. Another shot onto the net, just too high, heading off that bar and not quite going to find anything. And now, Ben, here's the real challenge. We got to find a way to cast 3 games at the same time. You managed with 2. Let's see if you can manage with 3.
I like seeing what's coming out here for the side of William and Mary here, trying to find this early invade onto this bot side. They don't. Well, SU is aware of it now, that ward onto that blue pit. However, over on the Rocket League side here, Tab again in the perfect position, and the demo there coming through from Thrift, putting them up 3-1 here in game number 1, as we are now starting the map 2 here on the Valorant side of things. It looks like the Reyna is going to come through, Fade as well, Brim kind of in the same kind of smoke kind of approach on the side of SU here, coming through for this map number 2 for Valorant.
Yeah, you were talking about that early invade from William & Mary, and I want to. They're trying to utilize a lot of the early game potential that they have. The Karma gets RQ right off the bat, and Olaf. Not many beat Olaf early level 1 here. And meanwhile, First Blood going to go in favor of Kangaroo Feet onto Belveth. And then Pet Napper is going to find a kill onto the Rammus. So an explosive start here from Shenandoah that absolutely just flipped the script of an early invade from William & Mary. And it leads to 2 deaths. And the scariest part is Belveth got one of them.
Yeah, Belveth getting that huge first blood there in her pocket is going to be a huge thing going forward. If this Belveth can keep rolling, that'll be something that they are going to look for. On the Valorant side of things, able to clean it up on that defensive side there from SU. 1-0 start, something that we didn't see in map number 1 here for this Valorant squad. And if we look down at Rocket League here, they're within 2 scores here. Elim kind of sending it towards the goal there, but the clears are going to come through from Alvernia, able to get those clears in their favor. Kiazi trying to push it back, trying to get aggressive here against Alvernia, but Tav getting these huge clears. 1 minute left. If Shenandoah wants to stay in this game number 1, they have to find a goal, and they have to find it soon.
Yeah, and one thing I want to note is it is so difficult to win the second round after dropping the first, but Shenandoah manages to find a way, and with 2 bodies to spare as well. So really a great job by them to utilize the little resources that they had to win that round. It was just absolutely massive, especially coming out of such a close first game 1. So really unfortunate there. Meanwhile, on the side of Rocket League, 30 seconds left in this one. Shenandoah trying to find a goal to get it within 1 and even things up.
Yeah, a huge fight coming on the side of this Valorant matchup here. Clabiella able to pick up 3 in that fight, securing the second round on the defensive side for SU. Some standard trades coming here on into the top side, but the Belveth is already here. The Q3 will connect. Another kill onto the Belveth, 2-0 now. A huge start for the side of SU.
Yeah, an absolutely phenomenal job right there to utilize. And Belveth early, if she gets kills, that is something scary to look at. Meanwhile, the MWIII support trying to do some work, not quite going to be able to find anything. Meanwhile, health falling away, gold card comes out, not quite enough damage though. I think it's also an interesting Pet Napper on this Corky. A very interesting pick because prior to this season, if you saw Corky in a game, you would have thought something was wrong.
Right, yeah, the Corky here is a safe pick into the Azir, right? They have the Valkyrie array away, able to get out of these kind of Surima shuffle combos that this Azir will look like post level 6 here. And a shuffle into a Rammus here, the Emperor's Divide, would be huge because with that taunt, well, the Corky would not last long in that instance here. The Rocket League team falling in that first game here, down 1-0 in that best of 5. A gank now coming through from Belveth, unable to find something with gold card just out of range there in these early levels without that rapid fire cannon under the belt. The flash mantra coming through will miss, and the counter engage, the poke coming through there from the MWIII in favor, as we look like the grubs are going to be started here by William and Mary.
Yeah, meanwhile on the Valorant side, Shenandoah is going to be able to clean up Ultrally, being able to find that last little bit of damage and is able to make it work. And now Shenandoah finds themselves 3-0 up. Oh, we got confused on the round score. It's 3-0 in favor of Shenandoah.
Yeah.
I thought it was 0-1 and then they won the second round, but it was the first round that they won. Yep. Okay, that makes more sense. Wow, I need to get my eyesight checked. Whew. Meanwhile, on the Rocket League side, Shenandoah is trying to start things off with a early goal in their end, but not quite going to be able to find anything. Meanwhile, Creighton going to fall for the side of Shenandoah to the poke of the bot lane, which is just so oppressive. Not really being able to walk up and doing anything is really starting to get to them, as you can see.
Yeah, the Caitlyn there with that range. just that much better than the range of early game Twisted Fate here. The ultimate coming out from the Olaf, flash in, all out coming through from Way. Awesome Kevin as well will be able to win the exchange there. A 1v1 kill on the side of the Cassante, not what William and Mary want to see here, as Alvernia are able to make something happen on the other side. Rocket League, Tab just having a huge touch there in favor of Alvernia, and a flawless round on the side of SU in Valorant. 4-0 on the defender side.
Yeah, and speaking about that top lane matchup up there, I was asking Way Awesome Kevin what his strategy, if he has certain strategy going into the game here today, and he said, I have one strategy in mind. Put them 6 feet under, and he has done just that. Solo kill onto the Olaf. Timeout for St. John's after a massive start for SU. Mango with a goal to even things up. The Shenandoah stocks are going up right now.
Yeah, Mango able to get that corner shot there. Kiazi in there kind of to disrupt the pathing there from Thrift, was in the back of the goal there and tied up 1 apiece here. 3:15 to go in game number 2. A kind of neutral kickoff there. Elim getting the demo onto Thrift. Possible opening here for Mango, but with no boost available, won't be able to get anything done, as Tab is able to navigate that ball through the air past Mango, trying to get a clear in favor of Alvernia, as we have a dragon fight now starting on the side of SU League of Legends. The gold card is up and available. Kiazi goal. Yeah, the assist there.
Right in the dragon fight, really?
Elim. It's coming off of that corner again. Back into this fight now. The Emperor's Divide. The flash will not connect. Flash out from Ether there. Able to survive. Might have to sacrifice this Drake, however. The health bar is not in favor of SU. And really a back and forth affairs right now across all of our games. Valorant looking very strong. Trying to make something happen is Thrift on the side of Alvernia, but unable to do anything about it. Elim trying to get this clear. Back in favor. 2-1 lead here in game number 2 in Rocket League.
Yeah, I mean, this is so chaotic. And meanwhile, Dragon was stolen by Shenandoah. Kangaroo Feet gets the steal on Belveth and is able to keep form. And now Shenandoah is going to clean up William and Mary. I mean, there's just so much going on right now for SU, and Kangaroo Feet is the hero of the league team in this scenario. Meanwhile, we take a look on the side of Valorant. Trades going out left and right here as Noble is going to be able to find a kill, is sitting on this Brimstone. Is he going to be able to secure this bomb is the question, as or defuse this bomb as Shenandoah tries to defend.
Yeah, MWIII at the
and he
beginning
catches them
of
out,
this
but he
round.
runs out of bullets. No!
The magazine is emptied. A 4K there for MWIII, having that 2 kills off the bat early in that round number 5 there, and really just snowballing that into the momentum. Really feeling himself there in the in showers there with the Cypher. and yeah, I mean, a good response there coming from St. John's.
Yeah, no, really phenomenal job by St. John's there after dropping 4 rounds. Sorry, that's definitely going to be clipped right there. I hate to break it to you, but still phenomenal job there by St. John's to recover after a rough start to this game. Meanwhile, Alvernia trying to get a goal to secure this tie. And right now, Shenandoah is standing firm and standing tall in this one as they try and prevent this game 2 to go to overtime, trying to secure a round on this against this super strong opponent in this MAEC conference.
Yeah, trying to get these clears on the side of SU. Mango possibly trying to make something happen. The pass over to Elim. Thrift is there to get the save. Now it's up to Wilds. We'll be able to punch it into the back of the net. They're tying it up with 31 seconds left to go in game number 2. Noble finding the pick. Meanwhile, on to Vogue there. The Phoenix already down. The Brimstone down as well. It's a 5v3 situation here on the Valorant side, as a potential dive will come through here. Oh, no, not really. It's only 2 people.
No,
and the
not
wave
really.
is getting thinned out.
You got baited. Oh, it's so unfortunate. Meanwhile, Shenandoah trying to survive now, trying to make sure they don't give up this last-second goal. And as the ball is going to go across, Alvernia secures the goal with 20 seconds left. Disastrous from Shenandoah, leading to losing within the span of 15 seconds. I mean, so unfortunate there from the side of Shenandoah. And now, all of a sudden, they are trying to fight to stay alive in this game number 2. They need a goal to force this overtime.
Yeah, Kiazi getting the demo there onto Wilds is something that could be very beneficial, but unable to get the clear in favor of SU there will slow down the attack. Wilds is now back on the respawn. Mango trying to make something happen, but no, Tav is there able to get that rotation fast enough to save the goal there from Alvernia. Will be spiked there into the ground. 2-0 lead now for the side of Alvernia over SU in Rock League. Meanwhile, 5-1 scoreline here for SU. Defensive round. Noble looking at this mid angle here as St. John seems to be all stacked up looking for this A push. Phoenix working his way through showers, possibly trying to find a flank.
Yeah, and we're going to see Noble bring out some smoke to try and give himself some cover, but it's going to get shot through the smoke right there. And now St. John's has a relatively easy plant here on this bomb site. Havarumba is going to come out ultimately with the ultimate. Let's see the fears of the enemy team. And meanwhile, let's see the fears of bot lane as who else but Kangaroo Feet comes soaring in to ruin the nights of William and Mary as Pet Napper as well just comes and cleans up. However, Creighton will fall to the Ramus doing his job, and now he's going to try and waddle away and will get and be able to do just that. But this Belveth is an absolute monstrosity to deal with at 4-0-2 to start things off. I mean, absolutely phenomenal. And then inside of Shenandoah, what an ultimate that was by Ultraly to help the Shenandoah Valorant team secure that round on St. John's.
Yeah, 5-2 now. It looks like St. John's did possibly come out and win that round. 5-2 scoreline here. Still in favor of Shenandoah, however, on this defensive side. Brimstone Noble having that ultimate available. Smokes coming down already on the side of SU onto showers here. Clabiella trying to possibly get this ultimate orb here. Will be able to do so, but will drop as a result. Vogue being able to pick up that kill as we will hop into game number 3 match point here for our Rocket League squad here. Tav already getting a huge goal down from the ceiling there. A very hard shot to try and defend. Tav executing it to perfection.
Yeah, really a great goal there. And another thing to note on the league side, way awesome Kevin got a little over ambitious on that top lane side, took a lot of tower damage and falls as a result, so really unfortunate there. But Shenandoah's lead still remains 4-9 with a little bit of a gold lead, actually less than I thought that there would be, just under 1.5. Meanwhile, shots coming out left and right here from Shenandoah trying to secure this goal and get back into this one. Meanwhile, St. John's picking up Shenandoah scores. Why did I say that? Hey, there's a reverse casting curse, so sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. There's no way to predict it.
Yeah, Elim getting that cross over to Kiazi in that right corner. They're able to tie up the game here within the first, I guess, 30-ish or so seconds here for SU. Tied 1 apiece. St. John's, however, will be winning their second round here in a row. 5-3 now. Still in favor of SU, but approaching the swap here. This is something that we've seen from SU. Well, I guess last map, the defensive side did not go very well on the side of SU, but switching over to this attack side here shortly, hopefully being able to pick up these remaining rounds here would be huge from the side of SU if they're able to do so, trying to solidify a larger lead here moving into the swap as we are now approaching round number 9 here. St. John's kind of looking to do a similar thing, looking towards this B push.
Meanwhile, fight breaking out on the League of Legends sides. Maokai ultimate going to be used, however, not enough damage going to be coming out from the side of SU. The poke from the Corki not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Olaf trying to go all in onto this Cassante, but that is such a hard trade to get. Meanwhile, on the Rocket League side, we are back to a Alvernia advantage with a goal right there from them. And then on the side of Valorant, things are getting spicy on this retake with Spike planted at both teams with everyone alive. Never mind, actually, Shenandoah missing their Reyna in this scenario, so that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on as they go and try and defend this site without a man advantage. Ultraly down to quite literally 1 HP.
Yeah, trying to get this flank angle
scored.
on this CT here. Eliminate as well, coming through on the goal there. 3:20 left in game number 3, but tying it up to a piece here. The attacker side, however, Vogue picking up 3 in that round. 3 round wins in a row now here for St. John's. 5-4. Shenandoah still holding on to this lead, but it is getting smaller and smaller as we continue in this map number 2.
It's Shenandoah not going down without a fight on the side of Rocket League, as they have dropped the first 2 rounds. However, they are fighting for their lives in this one, tied up 2-2 with 2 goals, matching the offensive tempo of Alvernia, it seems. And in this one, they've had a lot of chances in the other side of the map, so definitely something big right there. Meanwhile, on the side of League, kind of at a standstill, still at that farming stage. However, 2 Drakes in favor of Shenandoah, so it seems Kangaroo Foot being able to steal that first dragon has kind of catapulted into a objective advantage for them in this one. Meanwhile, shots coming out from Alvernia, but Shenandoah stands tall and tries to weather the storm in this one. Rift Herald on the side of William and Mary, and Plant coming down from the side of Shenandoah.
Yeah, and on the side of SU here, Vogue planting in Valorant, like you said, the Phoenix getting the bomb down on to this B site. The Cypher, the only one remaining, 46 health. And a Dream might not be able to make something happen as we are now hopping into a fight here. The shutdown coming through. Kangaroo Feet will die to the Azir. Not what you want to see happen with that huge shutdown. Ether going to block the ace in the hole. As I say that, the Rammus going in a little bit too aggressive there. Creighton able to pick up the kill there, making that a 1-for-1. The junglers are down by both sides, but no aggressive objective able to be picked up. As I say that, though, the Rocket League side of things, 2 minutes left to go, are able to put a goal on the board, up 3-2 here in game number 3.
And another thing to note as well is Cassante, way awesome Kevin on the side of Shenandoah, was able to solo kill the Olaf. And then Shenandoah with another goal in Rocket League. So definitely not down and out, and potential reverse sweep coming out here from Shenandoah. I don't want to... Maybe this will be one of the good caster curses that I like. Right. You know, I'm going to stop talking because I'm feeling that's just going to make it even worse. But meanwhile, on the side of Shenandoah, let's take a look at League of Legends for a little bit. Shenandoah does still have close to a 1K gold league, and a lot of that seems to be in this top lane. Yeah. With a hefty chunk, almost 1,000. So most of it in the side of this Cassante, which is an absolutely dangerous thing heading into late game, as opposed to the Olaf. So I think that's going to be the area to keep an eye on. Meanwhile, we're going to see a kill from Shenandoah. Cypher Ultimate is going to come out and reveal where the enemy location is. And now St. John's is going to plant the bomb, and now SU trying to make use of this, but St. John's standing tall in this one, trying to find a kill. However, Ryuk is just absolutely killing it for Shenandoah, quite literally. And now with bomb down, SU tries to defuse it.
Yeah, meanwhile, over the side of Rocket League here, Wild's able to get the score within 1 with a minute to go here. 3-4 in favor of SU here, 4-3 lead in this Rocket League game. MWIII Ultimate is going to come out in this dragon fight. Creighton try to get the poke down. Poke coming in through the Corky. Way awesome Kevin on a huge flank here with a huge stun. A huge flank coming through from that Cassante. Really nothing that William and Mary could really do in that situation. The poke coming through from that Corky, that supercharged rocket there. Pet Napper able to block the ace in the hole from reaching Creighton there. And the third dragon, sole point now in favor of SU.
And what a all-out that was by Way Awesome Kevin. Waited till he was at that HP threshold and waited to do just that. And Wilds secures the tie for Alvernia here against Shenandoah, who had a 2-goal lead in this game number 3. So unfortunate to see, but what a finish that is by Wilds to be in the right space at the right time and to put that ball in the back of the net. And now Shenandoah looking at another just massive mistake here heading into potential overtime area.
Yeah, Wild securing the hat trick with that goal. 3 goals in this game. That has been all up to Wild, has been making everything happen. 2 seconds left here on the clock. looking like a potential overtime as the ball will hit the ground. This is match point here for Alvernia, up 2-0 in this best of 5. The kickoff will go in favor of SU. Kiazi trying to get aggressive, trying to get there before Thrift is able to, but is not able to get there in time. Mango getting a clear tab, needs to try to get back in time. The shot not on goal. Kiazi cannot get there fast enough to readjust the ball there. Elim trying to get these clears back and forth, but Wilds is there taking it to the air, to the back of this wall here, but unable to do anything with it as SU is looking for these clears.
Yeah, and Mango trying to make something work, and that shot almost goes in the back of the net, hits the top of the bar and doesn't go in. Meanwhile, Tav going for the flip reset onto the ball, does get all 4 onto it, and Wilds is going to put that ball in the back of the net. 38 seconds into overtime. Alvernia comes out on top, coming back after being 2 down with a minute left in this one to secure the clean 3-0 sweep over Shenandoah.
Yeah, Elim not able to get in position on that save there. No boost available. Wilds has full boost. Meanwhile, able to get into that position that Tav set him up with. Mango also not able to get that momentum of his car to connect with that ball fully. An unfortunate turn of events there for SU on the Rocket League side. They will lose 3-0 here, but not a bad outing by the team whatsoever. Everyone kind of showing up, putting goals up on the board, but just fell a little bit short on the rotations coming through from the Alvernia side of the field.
Yeah, and we take a look at this league side. Shenandoah trying to push their advantage with this potential Baron take. They are hungry and they want it. And way awesome Kevin gonna try and draw some attention down in the bot lane, see if you can draw that Olaf away from everyone and force the team of MWIII and MAEC to come down with him. Not quite going to be able to do that. And on the side of Valorant, Shenandoah falls yet again to St. John's, and now St. John's with a round up on Shenandoah.
Yeah, Shenandoah starting this defensive round. They were up 4-0 to start this series here, or this map rather, and now are down around 7-6 in favor of St. John's here. St. John's has really just come alive. The swap has come through already here. We see Shenandoah on this attacking side trying to make something happen, kind of hovering towards this hookah and teleporter area, trying to get into this B site, but the defense so far from St. John's has just been on lock. Yeah,
no, it's been a completely different team than what we saw. Well, I guess they did win that last round, but or that last map, but it's completely different than what we saw to start the second half of that map 1. And meanwhile, right now, St. John's just absolutely cleaning up Shenandoah right there, and that's going to be a flawless as Shenandoah falls yet again, now down 2 scores in this one. And meanwhile, that Olaf can do nothing but run away in this scenario, and now. And maybe that's the call that's going to give Shenandoah the Dragon Prio that they need.
Yeah, the TP did come through from Azir there to try to protect the Olaf in that situation. So TP advantage is on the side of SU here. 2 TPs to the 0 on the side of William and Mary here. And on the side of Valorant here, they need to try to get this ball rolling. They need to shut down St. John's at their own game. That last round being flawless for St. John's. Changing up the approach here, coming through mid here. One kind of hovering showers, trying to push onto this A site fast and get this plant down. Bats is able to pick up the kill onto Claviella, but Ryok able to answer back right away. Noble planting the bomb on this A site. This is what you wanted to see from this team, but the flames already coming through from Phoenix, down to 34 HP on this Reyna. Has to try to get a kill and heal up, trying to search, but is now just kind of playing on this defensive side. MWIII, however, able to get a pick off through Heaven. A second one as well. Noble mollying over through mid there. But right now, a 1v4 situation. 1v3 now. Noble's getting the reload.
Did he make enough
will
time?
Fall.
Did he make enough time on that is the question that we're going to have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Caitlyn with the shutdown, an absolutely massive kill right there. And now it seems like this Dragon's going to be at least in advantage of William and MAEC, but Shenandoah doing everything they can to try and stop this. Olaf is going to ult to ignore all the CC, and that is Dragon confirmed, so no soul for Shenandoah, and it looks like it's going to cost them their lives. Petnapper forced to use the package in that scenario to escape, and he's probably going to lose his life here, and it's going to be a triple kill for this Caitlyn.
Yeah,
unless he can get this kill. No, he can't. Almost finds the last little bit of damage needed onto the Caitlyn, but not quite able to do just that. And that is a massive, massive objective win for William & Mary, and honestly, potential Baron.
Yeah, looking towards Baron indeed on the side of William & Mary as we now swap back over to this attacking side of SU, going through this A side again, trying to move fast. Bats able to pick up the kill. Ryuk again answering. Doesn't not know that this Phoenix is sitting in showers, however, able to escape the eyes of SU, having a huge flank potential on the side of St. John's as a Baron contest or start will come through from William & Mary, but no contest is going to come through from the side of SU, unable to get in the area. Cypher getting the kill onto that Phoenix there, but that was just the ultimate. Not able to finish up that final kill. Ryuk possibly will be able to do so, but Vogue again coming in huge for St. John's. 2v4 situation now. Sky will enter, I guess, what is that, CT there, or U-Haul?
Yeah,
unable to get that kill. Another huge round coming from St. John's.
Yeah, I think that's U-Haul if I remember from my days in Valorant correctly. And it'll be St. John's yet again taking this round and running away with it. Now that was what? Yeah,
9-7 is the correct thing here. Yeah,
didn't get the defuse.
Yeah, the bomb did go off on the side of SU.
I did not
there.
notice that.
Yeah, St. John's not able to get that defuse in time, just trying to save their lives, and were able to do so there. And really a huge turn of events there for Shenandoah. Now only down 2 rounds, 9-7, but Shenandoah still has a lot of work to do. They found themselves in this situation in the last map. It's now up to St. John's to really finish out and close the series out, as they are up 1-0 so far in this best of 3, I believe.
Yeah, and I mean, that's an absolutely massive round to win for Shenandoah, because you ran the risk of it getting away from them. Meanwhile, Kangaroo Feet doing what he does best, and that is just taking names, not caring what you're building, who you are, what team you are, what your rank is. It doesn't matter to him. He's going to find a kill yet again for Shenandoah as they try and regain after a unfortunate team wipe at that Dragon. So they're going to try and regroup for that soul. Meanwhile, on the side of Valorant, Shenandoah finds themselves one person down in this scenario, 2v3. However, they do have the spike in their favor. Ultra League going to be able to find one, but do they know that someone is up top? No, they do not.
Well, now they certainly do. MWIII able to get up a huge kill on to the members of SU. There are 3 kills again onto the side of this Brimstone. St. John's has no signs of slowing down and will now take that to half, and then will complete, just trying to swap around some ultimate points here on the side of St. John's, trying to get ultimates up and available. 10-7 now in favor of St. John's, trying to close out this series in commanding fashion.
Yeah, and we take a look at the bot lanes for both these schools, kind of struggling a little bit from the carries. I mean, we see 6 kills from that Caitlyn, but also 5 deaths as well. So not exactly the best scenario you want your AD carry to be in. And then you take a look at this top lane. I mean, that is all in favor of this Cassante, who is reaching that critical point of being absolutely unkillable. So that is something you have to be so worried. And then you also have Belveth late game, which infinitely stacks attack speed. So you have to be terrified if you are William & Mary, and you have to lean on that Caitlyn to potentially get that ult damage that will help propel you through. But not building crit or not building lethality Caitlyn is definitely going to be a factor heading into the end of this game.
Yeah, a 1K gold lead in favor of SU here. The Brimstone ultimate will come through, forcing SU off of the site here. Not able to get that plant down just yet. Noble now restarting that plant onto this A site. Ryuk able to get the pick in. Showers there. Vogue is down. MWIII able to answer back onto Ryuk. However, it is still a man advantage here for the side of SU. 4v3, but 2 pivotal pieces to St. John's have fallen.
Yeah, and right now we see this as here just kind of poking out way awesome Kevin. Not really much being able to be done about that from the side of a Cassante that is full tank. And then meanwhile, we're going to see Ether with the MWIII ultimate, but no one's there to follow it up. So now Shenandoah forced to regroup and has to be careful at this Rammus, who is quite literally rolling his way in. Teleport going to come out on the side of Petnapper, who does have package available to him. That is something to keep in mind from the side of Shenandoah. But meanwhile, he just has to burn it to get out. That is such an unfortunate use of that. Meanwhile, just the Azir not being able to move.
Yeah, the Azir taking so much poke damage there from Corki over the wall. Ether able to clean it up. The Q3 will connect on to the Caitlyn. All Out will come through, and it's all up to Way Awesome Kevin to try to clean up the back of this fight, but will fall instead, unable to do so. Belveth falling early in that fight as well. Really troublesome fight there from the side of SU, denying Soul again on the side of William and Mary. These Ocean stacking Drakes might come back to bite SU.
Especially if William and Mary can get 4 Oceans and the Soul. That is going to be so much healing and regen on their side. Meanwhile, we'll take a look back at Valorant. Shenandoah with 4 ultimates to their name compared to the St. John's 1. So definitely in favor of SU if they can get things going. Meanwhile, Reyna looking to heal a little bit of that damage that they took back. Definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. And then Spike is down, however, for Shenandoah to try and get down on one of the sites. And really just great job by St. John's not committing fully to one site, staying neutral. But that also has its downsides as well, as now Shenandoah can exert their pressure onto this site and move that Spike from that middle area.
Yeah, Vogue has his angle on Showers, however, the Brimstone rotating over as well. Ultra Lee able to pick up Toaster. Vogue will fall as well to Ryuk. Mega Pika able to get the kill, but the Death Rocket will not connect there on the side of Clabiella there. Rotating back up to heaven now is this Brimstone, but has very, very little health. Rotation over coming through from all members on both sides onto this A site. Ultra Lee getting this plant down. Molotov coming through from the side of St. John's, not able to connect anything. Spraying into heaven is Noble, trying to find these last few health bars on this Brimstone sitting in heaven there, unable to do so. Clabiella doesn't know that this Cypher is in the smoke, looks away at the wrong time, but looks back, able to get the kill there. Mega Pika, however, able to pick up Reyna in the meantime as well. They now know that this Brimstone is in heaven. Noble able to pick up the kill there. Brimstone v Brimstone. Noble wins those. 11 now rounds on St. John's, 8 to the side of SU, with a huge momentum swing possibly in their favor. 3 ultimates available.
Yeah, and that's so big for Shenandoah, because if St. John's does pick up that round, it is match point, essentially, after St. John's was able to take that first map from them. So an absolutely great job by Shenandoah to stay true and to keep at it and prevent them from almost ending this series.
Yeah, Ether coming out with the ultimate there will be blocked by the Olaf. The Unstoppable coming through. Now SU needs to try to run on the retreat. Gold card up and available for Creighton there. Will find the Rammus. The poke coming through
that
from
Corki
Petnapper,
poke.
however, is huge. Late game Corki is something that William and Mary need to look out for. 1K gold lead. Oh, well, not really. About a 200 gold lead here on the side of SU. Pretty much even gold. These fights really can go either way right now, as we now go to the double box here for Valorant.
Yeah, and if we take a look, Cassante was just splitting down the edge of that one side and now being collapsed on. But look at this. He's just eating damage after damage. He doesn't care. Meanwhile, Petnapper jumping onto this Caitlyn, trying to get some damage off, but he can't find the last little bit of damage to secure the kill. Way Awesome Kevin plays that absolutely perfect from a top lane perspective, and just so unfortunate from Shenandoah not to be able to follow that one up. The Scuttle with the Void buff is going to reveal the vision of where everyone is. Meanwhile, getting chunked out is that Azir with that gold card and a little bit of the card damage, but this is 80 Twisted Fate, so that damage is still going to be a little marginal due to not building AP.
Petnapper finding a huge rocket onto the Azir there. This could open the door for a potential Baron start if the health bars stay healthy here. Rammus ulting in, however, will try to start off the fight. Creighton low, Petnapper as well. Way Awesome Kevin will not be able to block the ace in the hole there. The Corki will fall. Creighton to follow here shortly. Unstoppable goes the Olaf. The Cleaver will connect through. Double kill now for Olaf as he is almost unkillable so far. Archon able to pick up the kill on to the Belveth. Way awesome, Kevin, just trying to get out and will be able to do so. The last man standing on the side of SU.
Yeah, meanwhile on the Valorant side, Shenandoah able to pick up that round, and now that lead has dwindled to 2 for St. John's as Shenandoah tries to storm back in this Valorant match. And meanwhile, it is looking like a Baron on the side of William and Mary. So it seems Shenandoah had that objective advantage early on, but William and Mary kind of surging back with this late game comp, and that Caitlyn ult barely connects on the Pet Napper, but does end up sneaking through the 2 tanks in front and picks up the kill, which was the big momentum decider in that team fight around Baron.
Yeah, that poke being down on the side of SU comes back to bite them. However, as you say it, SU Valorant picking up that last round, now only down to St. John's, kind of running into a wall here of momentum. However, they have 4 ultimates to their name, only 2 on the side of SU. The Reyna and the Cypher have ults available. And only Cypher on the side of St. John's does not have their ultimate available here. A kind of split approach again coming through from the attacking side of SU, looking to try to find this early pick onto Vogue perhaps, which is still hovering kind of around that U-Haul area. Bats, however, will be able to pick up the kill first onto Clabiella. Meanwhile, we go over to League of Legends. The Rammus is rolling their way. The poke, however, is untouched. The Shurima shovel is huge there from the Azir on the side of William and Mary, splitting up the fight. Not much you can do there in that situation. The shuffle coming huge. But as I say that, I mean, really, a perfect execution there from the Azir.
I mean, that is the textbook Shurima shuffle right there. Just the Q into the E, and then you just R over. I mean, absolutely picture perfect right there by William and Mary. And they also secured the dragon out of it as well. And meanwhile, Shenandoah is just unable to get that spike down, and St. John's now 1 round away from taking this map 2 and this series in this match.
Yeah, match point now here for St. John's.
Series
12
point.
Tonight, yes, series point here for St. John's. The buys not being able to come through from SU here. They're going to have to need a huge performance here from Cypher, Ultraly, and Clabiella here. Ryuk only entering with a Sheriff and a full shield here. Need to try to find some type of early pick, whereas on the side of St. John's, you see full buys coming across. I believe it was all Vandals, full armor on the side of St. John's here. Something needs to happen, and Ryuk with this Sheriff needs to be the first one to do it. Entering first, Clabiella getting aggressive onto this A site. Vogue able to pick up Ryuk. Ultraly, however, answering back with 2 kills of their own. 4v3 situation here. Fade is low on health, but the rotation now has to come through on the side of St. John's. Brimstone back in this heaven position, and again, Clabiella has the angle.
Yeah, and meanwhile, it is numbers advantage for Shenandoah with a good amount of the defensive utility available. Meanwhile, Clabiella will get found out by the dog, sniffed out, if you will. Now Ultraly trying to locate the retakers on the site of St. John's, but not quite going to be able to find anything. Ultraly can't quite find the kill. Toaster onto Ultraly. The blind is going to go out, and Cypher trying to get a kill. Does find one, and the second. It's Shenandoah stays alive thanks to the Cypher's efforts in this one. Nova as well on that Brimstone, keeping things alive for SU.
Yeah, Cypher coming up huge. They're finding those 2 kills in showers. They're getting that. Well, now both in double digits here, 10 to 12 here in favor of St. John's. Still series point, however, on the side of St. John's here, winning map 1 with a comeback effort. As we switch back over to the double screen here, William and Mary in the base of Shenandoah University. Way awesome, Kevin, trying to make something happen, but the Azir is able to go golden, stay alive. The kill coming through. 3-0 in favor of William and Mary, looking to end game number 1 in a commanding fashion here with mid and late game skirmishes.
Yeah, and I really thought Shenandoah was going to have the key in that late game with the Cassante and Belveth on their side, but the Azir stands tall and proves why it is such a staple pick in competitive play and really helps propel them to that win. Meanwhile, on the side of Valorant, Shenandoah going to have 2 early picks here, and Noble getting this plant down to start things off. Do they know that this Brimstone is on the site is the question, and it doesn't seem like they do. And now going to have to defend this planted bomb from the side of St. John's.
Yeah, MWIII able to find that pick onto Ryuk. Ultra Lee trying to get aggressive onto U-Haul there, but unable to get the kill. The Phantom able to seal the deal there. Clabiella able to get Snail, and MWIII 2, possibly 3 on the side, unable to do so. Still a 2v1 situation for Toaster here, able to find that kill on back of site. The Cypher again clutching up for the side of SU. 1 round away from forcing a possible overtime here in map number 2.
And that is as big as it gets. I mean, absolutely phenomenal hold there by Shenandoah. Made me sweat a little bit towards the end there. I'm sure you were also feeling the anxiety ever so slightly there, but great job there by Shenandoah. They also had the Brimstone ready for that lineup in case things went wrong on their end. And it genuinely... It looks winnable here for Shenandoah. I hope I just didn't casting curse that for the 1,000th time this multicast. But I mean, absolutely phenomenal job there by Shenandoah to get on site, and they still have ult advantage and only used Reyna's ult in that scenario.
Yeah, 4 ultimates to the 2 on the side of St. John's here. This could be the turning point. In this last round, you might look to use them. Reyna, however, taking huge poke damage, not connecting on their side at all. 10 HP on this. Reyna needs to try to find this pickup. MWIII, however, will find Ultra Lee on that backside. And really, this is not the start you wanted to have coming into this potential tying round here for SU.
It's really not. And really, really unfortunate because you have someone with their ultimate down, and then you have one of your biggest carries down as well. Meanwhile, the ultimate going to be coming out from Clabiella is going to find one. Noble going to find another with the ultimate as well. Snail going to find 1 and 2. Can Shenandoah get this bomb down? They do have plenty of time. Enemy is going to get revealed. Noble's going to take that teleporter back out to the B site, and it's going to be just full sprint from St. John's to get back over there.
Yeah, St. John's coming over on that rotation through CT here. The plant coming down from Noble. And really retreating now back over to this B long angle. Cypher sitting in the CT trying to find any flanks right now, but they've already entered the site. No one entering through this CT angle here. This is going to be all up to Noble. Unable to find the kill. Toaster able to secure it. And the victory here for St. John's. The defuse coming through. Unfortunate end to map number 2 there. Shenandoah had promise, but just unable to capitalize on really these early picks that they were able to find in these rounds.
And that's really as close as you're going to see from 2 rounds of Valorant. I mean, absolutely just such a good matchup between these two sides. And it seemed just like back and forth action the entire game on both sides. Like we saw St. John's just dominate the first half of map 1, and then we saw Shenandoah dominate the first half of map 2. Just unfortunately fell short towards the end, and then we just saw back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was like watching a great tennis match in that map 2. I mean, both teams played absolutely phenomenal and out of their mind. Really, really exactly what we want out of a game of Valorant.
Right, yeah, and with how close those rounds were, right, there's a lot of little things that you have to look at, right? When you're peeking these angles, it's just hard to peek it when you have no support from your team, right? You're not able to get those trades back on the board like St. John's was able to do, right? They were able to peek together and get these kills, but were just unable to capitalize and really work as a cohesive unit. They looked good on their rotations coming through, but with members falling as early as they did, they just could not get that ball rolling and keep the momentum in their favor. Yeah,
really unfortunate there from Shenandoah Valorant, but don't go anywhere, guys. We still have some League of Legends actions for you guys. We're going to go to a quick break and be right back.
Rotations are already going to come through from the side of Shenandoah over to this P3 point here. Bob getting picks left and right. Really, the rotation coming through from SU is something that you love to see from Bob, right? They recognize that this P2 is already going to be done, and thus it's hard to break that point. Mothman,
and I believe Nemo called that out, and now we're looking potentially towards the side as you do see Bob already set up on
yeah, Mothman.
Out there trying to pitch through. Mothman is trying to see his life here. Is able to spot one out top. Does have to kill Rick. Already able to fill that spot in that space. Evo able to get that one. Potentially Crown gets that trade as well. Able to get two. And now we almost have 20-ish seconds to get towards two. Birdie is set up beautifully here. Is able to get one. Is he able to get two?
On to Ready, but Bob again not falling on the side of RIT. Able to get some points back in favor of RIT there as rotations are now going to come through onto the new point.
And this is going to be a really big hole that Steve catching him off guard. Relic though needs to go big here onto Nemo.
Are going to unload on the members of RIT. The rotation is already going to come through onto this new point.
They're trying to get some sort of rotations. Able to get one on bridge. Potentially getting that second one. Gets the second.
Oh, getting two there. That is huge. Nemo and Faded Crown, two huge factors in that hard point. Moss plant down, but really has nowhere to go to get to this bomb. 12 seconds.
Man, super low, needs to play his life, and the timing was immaculate. Given they can start potentially pushing out towards this blue area, is able to get
plant here coming through from Verdi, trying to get the time, but Ready is able to respond. Huge pick for RIT there. Verdi going down, Mothman and Relic going down, Mothman and Relic the last two alive. Bob going down though. Huge pick on the snap for Shenandoah.
And the comeback for RIT is looking phenomenal as Mothman is able to get that. Able to spot him out from red. Does not get that pick though. Mothman.
Move. You have to look onto that A side. If you can get the kill here, that would be huge. The bomb is now in.
He's trying to preemptively shoot this propane tank, trying to get some sort of kills. They are starting to try and f it, and Relic able to get that, and now it's Bob left in a 1v4 from Relic as we saw there. And that would have been some crazy timing if Bob looked the correct direction.
Yep, you're on that propane, like you said, on that helicopter pad. Having this high ground is something. Huge. Steve-O already out of the gate, finding a huge pick onto Bob.
Sights under control for the side of RIT.
Yeah, RIT splitting the sights right now. Nemo, Relic pushing in, getting them off of this A site, but B is going to be secured. Really, two members onto this A site, Ready and Nemo. Faded Crown and Birdie with the flank, but answered back by Faded Crown, being able to get the kill there. Huge pickup. Nemo 10 and 5 right now for RIT, possibly being able to get off that platform. However, getting back now onto these AC units, playing very aggressive. Finding Bob in the meantime is huge. The nade will find Faded Crown as well, but Ready.
Stay alive. Bob, though, able to get Birdie. Mossman able to just play his life. Unfortunately, does fall
distance there onto Faded Crown, keeping them off of this site.
Yeah, we see Birdie trying to just Faded Crown is able to spot one. Going outer blue, Steve-O is able to get these shots. Initial shot, able to get that trade onto Mossman. And Steve-O is trying to get that despawn, and they do have control of these green fences, but B site is looking to get taken.
He will kill Bob, and this might be what Shenandoah was looking for. Faded Crown is on the site, onto this A site as well. They're splitting time here, 2 on B, 1 right now on A. Get this last pick. This is huge right now. Trades coming across the board. 12 favor here now of RIT. The trades coming through. Ready, getting a 2-piece the kill.
Yeah, Mossman is in a really nice spot. Unfortunately, does get timing.
Oh, and a 4-man commit pushing into this bottom side of this site here, point here, and really the spawns being as far out as they are, it's going to be hard for able to win that fight, keeping possession in RIT's favor at Crown. Nemo trying to answer back onto Relic, and really a back and forth point here from both sides. Birdie holding this angle strong. Nemo able to get that long-ranged kill onto Relic, able to pick up one, but Ready able to answer back on the side of RIT. Steve-O
already recognizes this. Steve-O just getting him super aggressive. Birdie, though, able to cover fire for Steve.
With your Birdie and Nemo. Steve-O able to pick up the kill onto Nemo. That is huge. From RIT by SU here. Steve-O jumping down, able to find one, possibly
for that side of RIT as Ready is in that maze window, and Mossman picks it up and gets 25 seconds potentially on this last hill.
For this new hill, like you said, you can see the angle that Nemo was trying to
online for Shenandoah as Mossman has one. Birdie, though, getting really aggressive towards this ramp side.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys had a nice little break. I know me and Ben definitely enjoyed it, talked some things over. And now we get to talk only League. Our speciality for sure. So I'm excited to see what kind of stuff Sincere's been cooking up in the break and in this draft. So much time was spent really trying to figure out what he was really going to try and go with. And we kind of saw it in game one. I mean, it was pretty much a handshake on MWIII, TF, and Karma going through. Because TF is super strong, just unfortunately not really able to get online for Shenandoah. And we see the impact that Ether was able to give in team fights with those MWIII ultimates. And then the Karma just so oppressive in that lane. Really not much that Shenandoah could have done in the laning phase against that.
Yeah, especially with that Caitlyn in that lane. That is one of, if not the most long-ranged ADC in the game. And Twisted Fate is a mid-lane mage, control mage, right? So
well, they gave him a bunch of AD buffs, so ADTF is very strong right now.
It is very strong, but with the mage kind of aspect, the range is not that long on the auto attacks, right? We did see the rapid fire cannon come in for Creighton there, which is what we kind of expected to see to try to get those long-range gold cards, those long-range blue and red cards, trying to connect, kind of get that chip damage back and forth. And Petnapper also was doing a whole lot of damage on the
melting.
Yeah, that Corki damage, the poke there was monumental. But with the Azir being able to get behind them in multiple fights and just kind of finding these angles and these pockets of vision that he can sit in, really was able to just swap really positions with the entire backline of SU there, pushing everyone back into that Olaf Rammus combo, which is something that's very difficult to get out of.
Yeah, no, it really is. And I think the kind of emphasis that Shenandoah might need to look at is a bit more CC in areas that aren't just two positions.
Right.
Because most of the CC in that game were top lane and support. You don't really have, I mean, I guess gold card as well, which is very strong, but you don't really have any CC from Corki. It's just slows. Belveth only has the knockup. So I think Shenandoah kind of exhausted all those options and left the Azir unchecked, and he was just free to be like, okay, cool, I'm about to hit a clip on you guys. Watch the stream of Shuffle. And just absolutely perfectly maneuvers, hits 4 out of the 5 members of Shenandoah, sends them back to respawn, back to the Nexus. And I mean, if you're gonna draft around a team that is gonna have the focus of TF AD, you have to save that gold card for whoever is the biggest threat. And I don't think it was Caitlyn in that scenario. It needs to be that Azir, because that Azir, when left unchecked, is going to do things just like he did. And that is absolutely just destroy your entire backline and then shift his focus from the front line and do the exact same thing.
Yeah, and you saw in these skirmishes and in these team fights, Shenandoah was trying to play their range, right? They had the poke coming through from that Corki, those ultimates with the Malignants completed first item, Mana Rune coming through, and they also went Spear of Sojin because that Eclipse build has kind of been nerfed because it doesn't proc off of one rocket anymore.
Though, because that Eclipse build was broken.
Yeah, it was an insane build, but you weren't able to really kite back fast enough, right? And with that fight that we were talking about, with that Shuffle, the Emperor's Divide coming through from the Azir there on the side of William and MWIII, they weren't able to get that disengage ultimate with that MWIII ultimate being used a little bit sooner in that fight as the engage.
Almost
when they went to disengage, they just didn't have that tool to try to escape, and that kind of opened the door for that Azir to find that angle. And that happened in a couple of fights, right? Way Awesome Kevin, we saw him be able to separate a lot of the carries from the fight, but as a Cassante and all out with 4 people on top of you, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Usually there's not a lot.
Usually there's not a whole lot you can do. We've certainly seen a lot of things happen with a 1v4 going in favor of a Cassante, but just in that situation with the characters that were selected on the side of William and MWIII and kind of the snowballing effect and the shutdowns going over to the Caitlyn and to the Azir really kind of separated the gold gap on these main carries, and SU just wasn't able to really catch up in time to match the full force aggression that was coming out of William and MWIII, excuse me.
Yeah, and I think it's a great point you brought up, talking about how the MWIII ultimate was used to engage in almost every single fight. The one we take a look towards the middle and end of that game, you kind of see the team fights start to go quicker. And one thing I kind of noticed was really the only true team fight that Shenandoah won towards the end of that was the one where Way Awesome Kevin was fighting 3 people at the same time, and then the rest of the team came in and cleaned everything up. So I think maybe not leading with that MWIII ultimate. I know it's so tempting because it's such a good ultimate, such a good wide area of CC that can hit you, but just being unable to really get that. I'm trying to figure out when they're trying to like run away, getting that remaining bit of CC. Get that re-engaged, because that's really what was biting Shenandoah on a lot of those. They didn't have the re-engaged CC, and everyone was able to freely reposition and get in the way, and then Azir just does Azir things and shuffles all over you and you're dead.
And one thing I noticed that a lot of this MWIII kind of ultimate power was completely nullified by the Olaf ultimate, right? Having Ether possibly swap around into these flank angles, finding this ult onto the backline only, backline first, forcing the Olaf to retreat. That's the go button then for your Belveth and your Corki to really start laying down damage, as well as the K'Sante to start pushing forwards and getting aggressive onto this kind of scattered team, because now they're getting pinched from both sides, whereas in those team fights we saw a lot of front to back coming through from Shenandoah, and the Azir ban, like you said, coming through. That's deserved, as well as the Belveth on the
and the Azir bans, I think, were guaranteed locks. We see Garen picked up from the side of William and Mary, and Camille responded. What is happening right now with this top lane matchup? Garen and Camille, what year have we teleported back to?
Well, we're about to see a lot of action in this top side, right? A lot of true damage coming through from this Q2, from the Camille onto this Garen.
Is that Smolder mid?
No.
That's Smolder mid. No, because they're drafting their positions. That's Smolder mid.
Oh, you're right. Yes, it is.
What is happening?
That is an interesting pickup here.
What
the
is
response is the Lissandra on the side of SU here. I like the response on the Lissandra here. If the Smolder goes in and is flying and they can find that ult onto that backline carry of that Smolder, the follow-up from this Camille and from this MWIII are just massive, and they can run through the Olaf ban coming through there, as well as
I still can't believe it's Smolder mid.
Samira picked up on the side of Creighton.
Yes! That is, for those of you guys don't know, that is Creighton's character. That is his best champion to be on. So if that's getting picked, you know that he wants to force a game number 3 here, so definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. And Zaya, meanwhile, coming out. That'll be big. Can completely negate that ult, and then we see Karma, and I expect this to be MWIII.
Yeah, I'd expect the MWIII again. Yes.
Look at that.
Good call there on the MWIII pick there. A lot of huge engaged tools from the side of Shenandoah.
A lot more CC as well.
Yes, a whole lot more
They totally listened
CC.
to me and didn't already draft these.
Yeah, and looking at these picks here, right? You're looking at kind of this MWIII engage coming off of this MWIII ultimate, going onto that one person, possibly hook, the bandage toss, landing onto the one rooted member, flashing into that backside, opening the door then for the Samir to get S rank as fast as possible, and really being able to get to the Smolder and get to this Karthus early on in these fights is going to really be the name of the game for this Samira, because if she can get rolling, she can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, and speaking of doing a lot of damage, I think we've kind of glossed over him and forgotten that he was here, but Karthus as well on the side of William and Mary is not something to sleep on at all, because late game Karthus, especially with how strong the AP items, it's not as egregious as it was in the first half of the season, in the first part of the season, because I mean, Karthus was quite literally just one-shotting the AD carries with full build at late game with first strike. I mean, it was just absolutely something to just, it was a sight to behold. So definitely keep your eye on this William and Mary team, because Garen, Karthus, and Smolder all scale super well in this late game. But Garen as the only tank is also going to be something to keep an eye on as well, because Garen typically doesn't build full tank. He typically wants to go bruiser, wants to go kind of a split build, essentially. We typically see Berserker Greaves come out by most Garens. I know that is Mr. Golov favorite as the former top laner for his League of Legends team. That was his favorite tech to do on Garen for sure, and now it's starting to catch on to everyone. So he's kind of like, yeah, I put everyone onto that, you know. So definitely a super late game team by this William & Mary, but also no dedicated tank. So maybe Shenandoah going to try and exploit that to the best of their abilities.
And I think that's where the karma kind of comes into play here. These shields are going to be huge. The timing of these shields are going to be very pivotal.
Serpent's Fang, though.
For Serpent's Fang, though, that is always a
possibility. Might actually get built. Some people forget that it even exists. I sometimes forget it even exists because it's just such a niche item. It's unfortunate that it builds out of lethality, but you know, it is what it is. Not much we can do about that. We don't work at Riot. Much to our chagrin.
Yeah, and looking at this William & Mary composition, right, you see a Xayah, you see a Smolder, you see Karthus. 3 very hyper-scaling late-game characters, right? These Karthus ultimates are going to hit hard, right? MR is going to have to come out early here, but not too much, right? Because you still have that Xayah and that Smolder on that backside laying up a lot of damage onto your front line. This is a very heavy kind of pokish kind of front-to-back comp that William & Mary are kind of playing here.
It's interesting. They went for a mix of a lot of things, it seems.
Yeah, and on the side of Shenandoah here, you see a lot of engage. They are trying to go get on top of them before they can position themselves in a favorable position with these MWIII ultimates, with this MWIII ult. This is where you're going to see this engaged MWIII ult really come in and shine, right? The Olaf is not there to block that in that instance.
So someone, my talking point.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
What? Why am I even? No, I'm kidding.
That Olaf being gone really opens the door to be able to lock down that one member, and just building that S rank on the Samira is something that's going to happen very fast with these rooted targets, especially if they're layered on top of each other properly. With MWIII ultimate, you have a MWIII bandage toss, you have an E on the Camille, you have another bandage toss on a
So much more CC than last game, and when Creighton's on Samira, you should be worried if you don't really have an answer for it, and without a dedicated tank, this Samira pick is going to feast. And based on what I heard from their scrims when he got to play Samira, they lost the first 2. And as soon as he got the Samira pickup, he was cooking, and they ended up taking that one. So definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. I'm also curious to see how this Camille plays out. We see that was a staple last season Way Awesome Kevin played, because shout out Bear and his Camille Galio shenanigans. That's
kind of what I expected to come through. I was like, ooh, Camille.
No, I don't think Sincere. I remember when I was first talking with Sincere when he took over as coach, I was like, so when are we getting Camille Galio? And he said, almost never. Never suggest that to me again. Meanwhile, Karthus going for this first strike is going to be able to get the last little bit of gold right there. Meanwhile, Pednapper has to be careful, taking some chunk damage, and might have to recall here. Should be able to get back in time for minions to get here.
Yeah, the pokes coming through there on the side of William & Mary, trying to get that deep vision there onto that Raptor pit. However, Ether on the other side is able to get the same ward on that backside, on that Raptor pit, in favor of SU as well. So we will know where the starts are happening for both sides. We see that the MWIII starting top side, possibly a full clear top to bot into a bot lane gank here. So the wave control is going to be something that you're going to have to look at on the side of SU here. If they can keep this wave in a favorable position and possibly a dive angle with this turret kind of aggro juggle that they have with this kind of composition, especially with this MWIII being able to W and really change shift of that turret. That's something that you'd want to look at on the side of Shenandoah, as they are hiding in this bush here, possibly looking for a level 1.
Yeah, and they do have a very strong level 1. Ether is going to come out and hit the slow onto the Xayah. However, Creighton not going to be able to do much with it. Now just soaking damage. An absolute disastrous start here from the side of Shenandoah, as now Creighton is at half HP because of that shenanigans. Really unfortunate start. Meanwhile, Camille doing Camille things, has hit level 2, does have that advantage over Garen because of how weak Garen is early on. One of the few matchups that Camille is actually able to take advantage of in the early game. A quick fun fact for you there about Camille. But I am curious to see how this Garen does, because it's so unconventional to see Garen in a competitive setting. Yes, we saw him at Worlds. I know that. Do not mention that. But that's the first time I think Garen's been played at Worlds ever. And, I mean, that is the only champ in the LCK that has never been played has been Garen. Fun fact for you there.
Yeah, and the wave clear here you can see on the side of this Smolder is just that much better with that kind of bubble that he is able to throw out, doing a bunch of damage to these minions here, being able to clear out that wave. The push also is going to be heavily in favor of this bot lane on the side of William and Mary. The Xayah and Karma being able to do so much. E away there from the Camille, able to try to get in, get out, try to get some deep vision there. And positive kind of trades across the board here for William and Mary as the Smolder is looking to put even more damage onto Petnapper here in mid.
Yeah, and right now Smolder is seemingly being able to take whatever trade he wants for free with no regard. Meanwhile, Wales and Kevin going to try and look for a little bit of a scrap here. Does get that passive shield off, but is going to disengage a bit. Just some fun little top lane banter right there. As they continue to just punch each other endlessly on repeat until about 20 minutes. But that's just the way of the top lane. Meanwhile, this Shenandoah side shoved up to their tower, and now Kangaroo Feet going to try and make his way down, but Creighton is so low. He's got to just kind of disengage and allow this William and Mary bot lane to get back for free.
Yeah, Shenandoah able to push that bot wave back out, trying to get this recall, regain some health there. Longsword coming through from the side of Samira there. But with this wave push coming in from William and Mary, they are going to lose probably a wave here. Huge CS lead on the side of this Xayah as well, 33-15. Petnapper's going to go and bandage toss just wide. The flash coming through there from the Smolder. This is really, honestly, a good play coming through from Kangaroo Feet. It's going to go on to the Karthus now as well, but has to burn flash as Petnapper does not have enough mana nor a flash of their own to follow up on that engage.
Yeah, meanwhile, Way Awesome Kevin is hunting, but I think can afford the back right here as that wave is going to reset completely, and he will elect to do just that. Does have a slight little bit of an advantage over this Garen early on here. Has about 6 minion lead, but 6 minions is a lot of gold, especially if one of those could be a cannon or whatnot. We don't know that for sure. Is going to TP back to lane, so a little bit of a cheat back right there, and picks up the biggest power spike you could possibly get for 1,000 gold on Camille, and that is going to be Sheen. I do kind of miss it, costing 700, but I understand why it's not. That item is broken.
Yeah, that Sheen coming through there early has that item advantage in favor of this Camille now, being able to trade very positively in their favor coming through. Garen not able to get a back off just yet, still playing quite aggressive. The silence has worn off now. The E, however, the stun will miss on the side of Way Awesome Kevin. Level 6 has been hit, and the ult will come through. First blood to the Garen Ignite being used as well. The outplay coming through from Ewok on the top side.
Yeah, the outplay of pressing the R button at a certain percentage. Really unfortunate there by Way Awesome Kevin. If he hits that stun from his E, I think he wins that in that scenario. But Garen able to just soak the HP from that, and then Petnapper trying to get the damage onto the Smolder is going to be able to heal, but the jungler is there to help him out, and that is going to be a kill for Kangaroo Feet. A great response there by Shenandoah after top lane follows. Meanwhile, this bot lane is shoved up onto their tower yet again. This is the oppression that Karma gives your bot lane in really any matchup at all. Like, yes, this Xayah is very strong as well, but also it is pre-6 Samira, which is definitely not the best AD carry in that scenario. Post-6, absolutely phenomenal.
The second bandage toss is going to land the Q2. The Q is going to hit, push Archon back into the waiting arms of Creighton there, but the flash out is going to get the Xayah to safety. Another burn flash, however, is huge on the side of SU. A possible regank opportunity. It takes 5 minutes for that spell to come back off cooldown. The W, will not be enough to block the damage. The Karthus ultimate almost there to clean it up, but just a little bit too late there. The heal coming through from Creighton there, keeping his support alive.
Yeah, and Petnapper finds himself a level down to this Smolder mid, which is absolutely impressive. Meanwhile, Creighton wasn't able to get it back off, and now this Karma is going to try and pick up this kill, and is going to be able to do just that. Forces the flash, actually, and allows him to live. Meanwhile, Way Awesome Kevin in this top lane trying to shove this out. Is such a difficult job to do as Camille. Just the wave clear is almost as bad as Tom Kench,
right,
but not quite so much, because I think with Camille, you have the option of building one of the Hydras, whereas or a Tiamat, whereas Tom Kenshin doesn't really fit into his kit anywhere.
Right.
So I think in that regards, that's what gives Camille the slight edge as well. And then honestly, this Smolder is doing better in mid lane than I thought he would.
Yeah, Petnapper going in again, has the ultimate available, but cannot flash on to get that point and click to connect their Ether. However, will be able to connect the W. The ult coming through from Petnapper low. However, the Smolder putting down a lot of damage. If they have the fly available, might be able to get the kill, but unable to do so. That was used as the escape earlier in this fight here. Petnapper able to barely walk away with his life.
Yeah, and absolutely massive there for that Smolder to live, because not only helps him stay towards this late game, but now allows him to scale a little bit better. And meanwhile, a scrap coming out from the top lane, the full kit going to be coming out right there. Awesome Kevin going to be taking that trade with that Garen. With the passive up, kind of negates that E damage right there, but just not enough. And the ultimate coming out from Garen, that is the outplay you get on Garen. You use Q and E, and then you press R and they're dead.
Yeah, I mean, again, Ewok there just coming up with a huge amount of damage that really Awesome Kevin kind of didn't expect coming through. That's the first back
I didn't even expect
from Garen there. Full Berserker's Greaves, the Tiamat, and the refillable are completed on the first back for Garen. Up a little bit of CS there, but a 2K gold lead already on the side of this Garen. 3 plates to his name. And really, the rest of the board is fairly even. 1K gold lead, however, in this bottom lane onto this Xayah, as Creighton has just been forced off wave after wave. These Mantra Qs coming in huge from Karma.
Yeah, and like I said, that's just what Karma's able to do right now after these buffs. I mean, just so strong. And Creighton still hasn't hit level 6 as Samira. That's like the biggest level you need, and it takes damage from the second part of that R, and it's going to miss out on even more XP as well, because if he stays, he's just dead. And the Karthus ult is going to finish off Creighton in the fountain. Absolutely massive. Ether trying to stay, but you might as well leave at that point. You have to be so careful. Way awesome Kevin going to jump into this Garen, not quite going to be able to do anything about that though, and is going to be forced to back off yet again. Have to be careful, because both of these top laners are reaching their critical points in this match.
Yeah, that Karthus ultimate there that you just saw onto Creighton had just come off of cooldown. I was watching that timer. That Karthus was spamming that R button, making sure off cooldown that ability was used. The back was completed there, but the instant heal coming through from that fountain did not come fast enough. We can see now again with these Mantra Qs and these Ws coming through. The TP behind, however, on Camille, this could be... Oh, this is TP from Lissandra instead. The ult coming through now from the Amumu. Petnapper able to secure the kill there onto the Xayah. Huge, really, rebound here. And a way back into this game, still down about 3K gold lead. The Karthus still now kind of completing their clears, and Garen securing the last 3 grubs in favor of William and Mary.
Yeah, and really just a massive teleport that is from Lissandra, because that helps reset the tempo towards bot lane at least a little bit. Trying to get back in this one as they've been shoved under tower. I mean, the entire time. Look at that CS difference between them. We see the teleport come out from the Smolder. Ether able to avoid that Karthus, and we're already seeing the Karthus' impact, and we only see a Leandries and a Darksteel on him. I mean, it just absolutely phenomenal damage coming out from this Karthus, and really exploiting a lot of these poor position plays by Shenandoah.
Yeah, even in CS here on the top side, but those 2 kills and those plates in the pocket of this Garen will mean a large gold lead for that Garen on the top side. And when we look towards this bot side, turret already down, all 5 plates going into the pocket of this Xayah. Almost 50 CS ahead as well, about 1.3K gold lead for this Xayah over the Samira, who has just now hit level 7, still even in level, but
There's that
really
Camille trade.
unable to really do anything about it. And like you said, that Camille trade coming through, that Q2 doing a lot of damage to this Garen.
Yeah, and really it's the shield that blocks a lot of the damage from that armor shred and allows that Camille to really proc the Sheen item passive, which now, of course, with Divine Sunder being gone, now is really Triforce is your only opportunity. I mean, I guess you could go Sundered Sky, but you need that Sheen proc on those Q and Q2s, because if you're able to do so, that damage multiplier goes through the charts and it essentially becomes a Cho'Gath Q on a 2-second cooldown. So definitely something to keep an eye on later on the game goes. Meanwhile, Creighton trying to get things cooking with the ultimate. Style points are there, but the life is not, as he falls yet again in this mid lane. And Shenandoah forced to retreat. They had such a good engage, but just the amount of raw damage right there. Meanwhile, we're going to see the flash from Archon, and then it's not going to be enough as Lysandra picks up the kill, is forced to flash for it. Way awesome Kevin under tower trying to kill this Garen, who is going to pay his life. Never mind. Wow. That was a lot more execute damage than I thought.
Yeah, the tower going down there is really what kind of changed that exchange and moved that into the Garen's favor there. Smolderold coming down, Mom trying to help out her son there.
Was called
but
Mom.
It is called Mom.
You threw me for a loop there. I was like, what are you talking about? But I forgot Smolderold's called Mom.
Yeah, pushed off of this tier 1 mid lane tower. 6 grubs to the side of William and Mary will be easy and quick to take that mid tier 1 in favor. 3 towers to 0 and a huge 7K gold lead now on the side of William and Mary.
Yeah, and right now, this is not a good look for Shenandoah. Your bot lane is down nearly 50 CS in this one. Your bot laner really on his best character, hasn't really gotten anything going. You have a Smolder who is scaling super well into this late game. You have a Garen who is just going wherever he pleases, looking like Mundo with that regard. So you just gotta be super careful, especially when you have such a late game team that you're up against. You've given them the advantage early. Now, what are you really going to do about it? Meanwhile, Way Awesome Kevin trying to make sure that nothing's being done with that, about it. But look at that CC coming out, and now he's just gone, deleted from the game. Reduced to atoms, as Thanos would say in that scenario. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal job there by William and Mary to find that last little bit of damage before the rest of Shenandoah comes.
Yeah, you can see Kangaroo Feet there with that bandage toss, kind of expecting Xayah to walk down with their Karma. They're trying to retreat, but now, as I say that, the ults will be coming through on the side of Kangaroo Feet, locking up the Karthus, but the damage has already come through enough on the side of William and Mary, and the Karthus passive there coming in huge as well. Ether, no flash available. Another kill donated over to the Smolder. A double kill, 3-1-1 now on the scoreboard, and this gold lead has just been ballooning since the start of this game.
Yeah, it is absolutely skyrocketed in favor of William and Mary. Now you have Garen on the split push with Demolish and the Grub buff. That tower is going to melt really quick, and his gold lead is going to increase even more. And we see the Berserker Greaves as well.
Yep.
With the Stride Breaker, he's going to be so tough to bring down. And Kangaroo Feet, good luck, man.
Yeah, Kangaroo Feet again caught out, no flash available. Will possibly be able to walk out, no Ewok coming off of that stun there. Creighton now, Ether pushing the Garen towards Creighton, will donate a kill back over to this Garen. Karma trying to make something happen here, trying to keep the Garen alive, but the Garen will fall in the meantime. But a huge misplay there by Ether, pushing the Garen back into his 80 carry, securing yet another kill for this 6-1 Garen.
Yeah, this, I know I said, hey, listen, William and Mary, I'm sorry I doubted this Garen to start things off, because this Garen is absolutely cooking. 6-1 with 2 turrets taken on his own. I would say I wouldn't be surprised to see a Hull Breaker, but there's not many towers left for him to take. Right. If we take a look at the map, there's only the bot tier 2. Tier 1 and tier 2 for top and bot, or top and mid have both been taken. There's not many more, and we're still not even at the 20-minute mark. We have, it is one thing to note that Shenandoah was able to get the dragon early on. I don't know how we missed that. Did we mention that?
I think it was just a cross map, probably some action happening topside, able to sneak in the dragon. There was the Cloud Drake. This is going to, what is the soul? I don't.
It's not 20 minutes. We don't know.
We don't.
Or it's not. Is it 18 or 19? That is.
I think we'll find out here shortly. But it'll be interesting to see. Kind of, it is a Chemtech soul.
Oh, that's a big soul for this Garen.
Yeah,
that is terrifying. If I'm Shenandoah.
Yeah, if Garen can get a hold of that Chemtech soul, that will be very disastrous.
I'm going to see that in my nightmares.
Of SU. Yeah, exactly. If we can. This is the thing about Karthus, right? That damage is huge. The Malignance has also already been completed on the side of this Karthus, so those ult abilities are going to do so much damage. Kangaroo feet trying to get out. A self-ult coming through from Petnapper. Ether trying to make something happen. The ult coming down onto the Garen. Locked up. Q2 coming through. They cannot move the shutdown. Going over to this Camille. This is what you wanted to see from this top lane combo with this MWIII. The endless lockdown that this combo can have is huge, and they were able to get it done and get a huge shutdown over to this Camille, who desperately needed it.
And that is a massive sum of gold. Might even be able to buy a house with that amount. I mean, just absolutely just so good to have that amount of gold injection into a character like Camille that can just hop on the back line and can also split push for you super well. But there's really not a lot of territory to be able to flex and get that split pushing potential in, because you have no towers to fall back on. So that's going to definitely be something to keep an eye on as we go further along into this game. And it's still only a 1-level advantage here for this Garen, which is absolutely massive. Meanwhile, Rift Herald is coming out and just going to destroy that turret. Look at all those. There's so many grubs. Is it normally that amount?
Yeah, when a tower is destroyed by this Rift Herald, a lot of grubs kind of pop out of the back of that one. But no engage coming through yet on the side of SU. Ewok again, the Garen applying pressure to that mid lane. The Karthus ultimate, the Requiem coming down. Huge damage onto every member. Ewok already eliminating the MWIII. The chase coming back in. A huge ultimate from Kangaroo Feet, but not a lot able to get done. Creighton possibly able to open up, but not able to do so. Getting a double kill and almost a traded ace back and forth. The only one left standing is this Xayah. The ultimate coming in to save the day with just a sliver of health remaining. Good trade back and forth, but still at that huge 10k gold deficit.
Yeah, and a big 750 shutdown as well went towards Wayhouse and Kevin as well. So that's an even bigger gold injection into your top laner with the Cho'Gath Q on the 2-3 second cooldown. So absolutely massive right there to get that kill. And really, honestly, if I'm Shenandoah in that fight, I think that's a good. Yes, you didn't win it, but I think that's close to as well as it could have gone, except maybe the shutdowns going towards Creighton.
Yeah, Creighton in that fight able to pick up 2 kills on his own. The Collector completed BF Sword as well, possibly building towards this Infinity Edge on the side of this Samira, trying to get this damage to stick onto this team on the side of William and Mary. But with the Garen and the range, the Karma shields coming through, it's so hard to cut through the tankiness that this team has. It's very kind of deceitful of how survivable this team can really be with this Karma and with the peel ability, the self-peel ability of this Xayah being able to stay alive. And really, that was what defined that fight. Xayah staying alive there was huge. Creighton was able to clean up that backside, but just with that ultimate being used at the right time by that Xayah, able to mitigate any further damage.
And we see that Requiem damage come out yet again. And I'm starting to see the vision that William and Mary drafted. You Requiem Malignance, and by the time that it's done proccing, they're in Garen ult range, and you get a free 4v5 no matter what. Meanwhile, Kangaroo Feet trying to do everything he can against this Garen, but is about to just get R'd. Oh, maybe not. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay.
Re-engage coming through from Ether. They're trying to save their jungler, but unable to do so. The S rank is reached, but stunned up by the Karma, unable to press the R button to really get that Samira rolling. Petnapper now retreating back to the fountain, as well as the Camille split pushing, kind of keeping this minion wave at bay in this bot side. William and Mary now turning to the top tier 3, as well as the Baron here in the sights of William and Mary.
Yeah, every inch of this map is essentially William and Mary territory right now, except for the front area right in front of the base of Shenandoah. So definitely just free reign for the junglers and the AD carries to get these extra bits of gold that they normally wouldn't have. Meanwhile, Ether trying to control this vision on their side, but it's just so far in. There's not really much they can do. Kangaroo Feet has just been bullied off of his own camps and really any farm in this game, and it has led to a insane gold differential. I mean, look at the CS difference from the junglers, 201 to 105. That is almost double of what he has.
Yeah, this is about a 4.5, 5K gold lead on the side of this Karthus. 3 items to death cap completed, now 6 stacks on the Dark Seal. This Karthus is doing so much damage, and he doesn't even need to be in the fight. All he has to do is hit his R button, stay somewhere safe where he cannot be CC'd, and really, it's done and dusted after that. The root coming on, however, onto this backside target. The ult coming out, able to get out. The E coming through from the Xayah, saving her in this fight. And now it's all down to Ewok. Spin to win. Way awesome, Kevin trying to peel for his team, but a double kill, 12 and 3 now on this Garen, looking unstoppable as William and Mary are looking to go in through the base and end the game. A clean sweep here from the side of William and Mary. Ether trying to do something, but not much you can do in the face of a almost 15K gold deficit.
Yeah, and that Garen quite literally spinning to win for William and Mary in that one. I mean, wow, what a performance from the top laner. Hey, I questioned it going in. I'm no longer questioning it. Right. I believe in the Garen vision. Absolute phenomenal job there by William and Mary to take that game number 2 and the entire series. I mean, really a phenomenal job by both teams. I think game 1 definitely more so than game 2.
Right.
But you definitely see the bright spots that Shenandoah has and that they can implement. And again, this is a newer-ish squad, losing their jungler from the previous year and replacing it with Kangaroo Feet, which we saw game 1. Absolutely phenomenal. And if you saw their first NECC game, he played absolutely out of his mind. It's unfortunate that they fell short in the end. But there's definitely so many positives to take away from this.
Yeah, and especially in that game number 1, right? They had a little bit of a unconventional kind of team composition. Running this TF bot lane with this Maokai support looked really good in this kind of mid-game skirmish. Is able to pick up a lot of kills, supporting that Belveth in those fights. Able to get so many kills was huge, exactly. But that Karma, again, with that peel potential and the shields, the damage coming through from a late-game Karma is something that people don't really think about, especially when you see it in kind of that support role in that bottom bot lane. And in game 2, you kind of saw more comfort picks coming through from SU. We saw that Camille top coming through. We saw a Mumu, Creighton bringing out that Samira. But again, that Karma, and especially that Karthus in game 2, was just unmatched damage that SU could just not give back to William and Mary.
I mean, when you can't target the source of the damage that's coming at you and it hits all 5, it's a little hard to come back with that. But yeah, a unfortunate result for Shenandoah. It is losses pretty much across the board except for Call of Duty with a clean 3-0 right there as they improved to undefeated on the season for NACE. But I believe that is going to be it after 4 games. That is going to be it from me and Ben. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Rotations are already going to come through from the side of Shenandoah over to this P3 point here. Bob getting picks left and right. Really, the rotation coming through from SU is something that you love to see from the pod, right? They recognize that this P2 is already going to be done and dusted, hard to break that point. Mossman.
And I believe Nemo called that out, and now we're looking potentially towards this bridge side as new, as we do see Bob already set up onto this new time here.
Yeah, Mossman
out there starting to pinch through. Mossman needs to try and just play his life here. Is able to spot one out top. does have control of bridge as VOD is looking to fill that space. Stevo able to get that one. Potentially Big Crown gets that trade as well. Able to get 2, and now we almost have 20-ish seconds towards this new. VOD is set up beautifully here. Able to get 1. Is he able to get 2?
Onto Ready, but Bob again not falling on the side of RIT. He able to get some points back in favor of RIT there as rotations. Are now going to come through onto the new point.
And this is going to be a really big hold as Steve do catch him off guard. Relic though needs to go big here onto Nemo. Is
going to unload on the members of RIT. The rotation is already going to come through onto this new point.
They're trying to get some sort of rotations. Able to get 1 on bridge. Potentially getting that second one. Gets the second.
Getting 2 there, that is huge. Nemo and Faded Crown, 2 huge factors in that hard point. Moss plant down, but really has nowhere to go to get to this bomb. 12 seconds.
Boss man, super low, needs to play his life, and the timing was immaculate. Given they can start potentially pushing out towards this blue area, is able to get
plant here coming through from VOD, trying to get the time, but Ready is able to respond. Huge pick for RIT there. VOD going down, Mossman and Relic going down, Mossman and Relic the last 2 alive. Bob going down though, huge pick on the snap for Shenandoah.
And the comeback for RIT is looking phenomenal as Mossman is able to get that, able to spot him out from red. Does not get that pick though. Mossman
move. You have the look onto that A side. If you can get the kill here, that would be huge. The bomb is now in.
Ready's trying to preemptively shoot this propane tank, trying to get some sort of kill. They are starting to try and get, and Relic able to get that, and now it's Bob left in a 1v4 from Relic as we saw there. Just, and that would have been some crazy timing if Bob looked the correct direction.
Yep, you're on that propane, like you said, on that helicopter pad. Having this high ground is something. Huge. Stevo already out of the gate, finding a huge pick onto Bob.
Sights under control for the side of RIT.
Yeah, RIT splitting the sights right now. Red Nemo Relic pushing in, getting them off of this A site, but B is going to be secured. Really, 2 members onto this A site. Ready and Nemo. Faded Crown FL. VOD with the flank, but answered back by Faded Crown, being able to get the kill there. Huge pickup. Nemo 10 and 5 right now for RIT, possibly being able to get off that platform. However, getting back now onto these AC units, playing very aggressive. Finding Bob in the meantime is huge. The nade will find Faded Crown as well, but Ready.
Stay alive. Bob though able to get VOD. Mossman able to just play his life. Unfortunately does fall
distance there onto Faded Crown, keeping them off of this site.
Yeah, we see VOD trying to just Faded Crown is able to spot 1 going outer blue. Stevo is able to get these shots. Initial shot, able to get that trade onto Mossman. And Stevo is trying to get that the spawn, and they do have control of these green fences, but B site is looking to take it.
He will kill Bob, and this might be what Shenandoah was looking for. Faded Crown is on the site, onto this A site as well. They're splitting time here. 2 on B, 1 right now on A. Get this last pick. This is huge right now. Trades coming across the board. 12 favor here now of RIT. The trades coming through. Ready, getting a 2P the kill.
Yeah, Mossman is in a really nice spot. Unfortunately, does get timing.
Oh, and a 4-man commit pushing into this bottom side of this site here, point here, and really the spawns being as far out as they are, it's going to be hard for able to win that fight, keeping possession in RIT's favor at Crown. Nemo trying to answer back onto Relic, and really a back and forth point here from both sides. VOD holding this angle strong. Nemo able to get that long-ranged kill onto Relic, able to pick up 1, but Ready able to answer back on the side of RIT. Stevo
already recognizes this. Stevo just getting him super aggressive. VOD though able to cover fire for Stevo.
Here VOD and Nemo. Stevo able to pick up the kill onto Nemo. That is huge. From RIT by SU here. Stevo jumping down, able to find 1, possibly
For that side of RIT as Ready is in that maze window, and Mossman picks it up and gets 25 seconds potentially on this last hill.
For this new hill, like you said, you can see the angle that Nemo was trying to
online for Shenandoah as Mossman has one. VOD though getting really aggressive towards this ramp side.
Crown is able to get this kill.
It'll
be game if he slides in. If he can get on
God!
Ready, he's able to do so.
Stevo gets that, and D-Boogie is able to get the trade, but Stevo gets a nice 2. D-Boogie is up and
full control right now on this P1 hardpoint map for Shenandoah.
VOD is trying to help out Stevo, just playing his life as best as he can.
Yeah, Steve able to get that good and full control over this P number 2 here for SU, and fucking Verdi falling, but Mossman able to answer back. Steve-O has to go huge here.
And we do see Jetty clearing off that ult and is going to be pinching. I'm not too sure.
So not a good sign for Shenandoah, but if they can get these trophies down, like you said, Relic in a good position. Flank opportunity here with Verdi on this spawn, possibly able to get something back, but JM
2 as Jetty picks up Steve-O, and now they're just looking for the rotation. Verdi, though, able to pick up.
But unable to do anything with it. Verdi needs to go huge, but D-Boogie is going to slice him.
Relic does go down to D-Boogie. Mossman gets good for 1. Good for 2! Mossman performing massive. Needs to get this 3rd. Gets this. Let's just kind of stay down. Mossman, though, does get traded out for J-Hem. And Verdi goes
kind of pushing towards his A site. Will Verdi find contact here? D-Boogie is able to get that early to go defuse shortly here. If he doesn't get a kill, being able to pick up 1 would be huge for SU.
Yeah, Verdi is in a super aggressive position and is able to get just absolutely not aware of Verdi. I don't know what he was thinking. Like,
Steve-O holding down the fort.
yeah, and we see Steve-O just playing his life, getting 1 onto Jetty. Now we see Relic sees the guy from
Coming down.